You're listening to 90 Day Fiance Fridays.
Hey now,
Hey,
welcome to
hey,
90 Day
hey.
Fiance Fridays.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, I think I finally figured out how to post tweets inside the space. Do
Oh.
you see it? Do you see the one I put in there?
Yeah, I did. Testing
No.
something out.
Do you see it, George? The one with Kermit?
No, I don't see it.
Yeah,
I,
it's in the front when you
how do you
load.
not see it?
Wait. I see it. I see it.
Okay,
I see it.
okay, do you want me to teach you how to do it?
Yes. I would
Okay,
like to know how.
so I assume it'll work on any tweet, but just go to like a tweet and then hit the icon on the far right with the up arrow, and then share post, and then click on the name of our Twitter space, and then it should pop in there, populated inside of there.
Oh, so basically the same way, like if I was posting within the Twitter community, you like click on the Twitter community and
Yeah.
that filters it out. Okay.
No,
Okay.
that's perfect because remember when we bring up topics and then I put it in the chat and then you have to like dig through the chat try to find it. But now I
Yeah.
could just tweet it out. Then I could feature it inside here.
So now our live listeners will have an idea of what the hell we're talking about.
Thank God.
Yeah, because they've been really good at pretending to know what we're talking about, but they have no idea what we're talking about. So now they can
True.
actually see the photos and actually
Mhm.
react to them live. So that's
Yeah,
actually
I should give a shout out to the person that told me how to do that, which is Kanton. Kanton
Kanton.
is one of our Patreon supporters.
Oh.
thank you, Kanton.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
We love you.
Oh, and
Oh,
I guess
so
Captain Picard is she's at dinner still or something. Or
Oh.
dinner with visitors.
she has company over. Okay, well I have to
Oh.
tell Coco
Yeah.
that I will be in Vegas next week.
I'm
Mhm.
so excited to hear that.
So I don't know. I will be there Thursday. I know you're off on Thursdays and Fridays.
I'm off Thursday and Fridays.
So I'll let you know soon
Please do.
so we can meet up. I'll be
I
I'll text you. I'll tell you where I'll be, but I'll text you.
Okay. I'm excited because if you're gonna be where on the near the strip, that's where I work. So that's
I'll
gonna be
be
awesome.
very, 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 very close to the strip.
Okay.
So, and just so you're aware, I will be drunk.
Oh,
So
I assumed as much.
don't be surprised if I'm drunk and acting,
A
out of pocket.
fool.
Yes, just
Yeah.
this is not a work.
Are you gonna go to Fremont Street?
Oh fuck yeah. Please do. It's so much fun.
Probably. I'm actually going with a bunch of other people that invited me, so I'm kind of doing whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody has that one friend, and they plan the trip and they book the tickets and they have the itinerary, and then you just go. I'm just going, and the other people are doing everything. So I don't know what we're doing specifically. I just know that I'm going.
Are you gonna be with the 90 Day Bad Boys?
No one from the 90 Day Bad Boys will be there. No.
Okay.
Boo.
No, they won't be there.
And Lauren's out of the country, right?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
Lauren is in the Philippines until next month. Yeah, he's not in Vegas right now.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't have any plans to meet up with any 90 Day Fiance people in Vegas at all. So
Other than Coco, who's a 90 Day.
Well,
yeah, other than Coco. I definitely want to see Coco and Mr. Vegas while I'm there. But
oh my God, yes, please.
so I mean, I figured it'll be fun. It'll be a fun little getaway. I mean, I already live in a vacation spot, so I feel like I'm on vacation all the time. So it's nice.
Oh my God, I know all about your city based on my job.
Wait, you do?
Yeah, that's one of the things I had to really research was Orlando. So I was just like, oh, my friend George lives there.
So wait, what were some of the things that they wanted you to know? I'm just curious.
So, without giving too much away, just what's around Orlando, like the different hotels, the different theme parks.
So wait, can I ask
Um,
if you know what Gatorland is?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, okay, cool. Because that's the most Florida thing you do while you're here is you go to Gatorland and
Of
you
course.
feed gators, and then they let
Mhm.
you hold a baby gator. It's basically like the
I
Tiger King,
know. I want to
but
Mhm.
do it
with
so
gators.
bad.
Oh my god, it's like really close to my house, so you should come down. I'll take you there, and
No,
you can
I'm
hold the.
definitely gonna do it because my company, oh my God, I have the best perks ever. I basically get like free travel to
Mhm.
like anywhere of their hotel,
And I assume
where
they're
their
all.
hotels is. And there's over like 4,000
Mhm.
properties as well as
Really?
114 resorts. Yeah. And so when I said I work for a big hotel company, I work for a very big luxurious hotel company.
See, if I would have known this,
Mhm.
I would have gotten a room there. I
I
didn't
mean,
know.
shit, yeah.
I didn't know, Coco.
Yeah, so basically I get like, instead of paying like 500 a night or 600 a night for one of their rooms, like I pay like $30.
Oh,
Damn.
that's amazing. That's
I know,
amazing
it's a very huge perk. They pay for my insurance, my health
because
insurance.
thirty
They actually
dollars.
pay. Yeah, they actually pay for my also home autos and renters insurance. Like it is like the best company. So I'm just gonna say that.
Wait, really? Wait,
Hmm.
DM me the
I
careers
will.
website
I will.
because I'm
But
about
for
to.
obvious reasons, I'm not saying where I work,
No,
so
no,
I don't
no.
have like
DM me
random
the
people show
careers
up. I'm not
website, and
Lauren, guys. Okay.
I'm gonna do a quick career change, just real
Oh
quick,
my
just real
God.
fast, very nonchalant.
Mhm.
So Shabooty, what's been going on in Shabooty's world? I know that there's been a lot of blogger envy going on with
Mhm.
you. So how are
Hmm.
you dealing with this? Me and Shabooty had a conversation earlier in the week, and I initially I said, the reason why this is happening to you is because you've become the head that wears the crown. So when you
Absolutely.
become the king and your
Mhm.
word is gold, the people that once were fine with you are now envious of you, and now there's all these people coming for you. So how are you dealing with that? Because
Well,
it's not fun.
I feel like we should. I feel like we should frame it differently. I feel like the bigger thing was all of our, and this wasn't just mine, but this was George who was hand in hand on this. Our Jasmine tea was correct, so this was like a week to be able to gloat.
Well, yeah, and also you're right. This was we do corroborate with each other with tea. So yeah, I don't want to. I'm not saying that this isn't everybody's work, but
Mhm.
you have been the target this week. Like people have been shooting at you, like taking shots. And I remember when my podcast very, very first started getting traction, I remember everyone started taking shots. And ironically, the same people that are taking shots at you were the ones that were taking shots at me. So I know that
Mhm.
you didn't do anything to these people because neither did I. They just don't like it when your name, that meme where people start putting respect on your name. They don't like it when people start putting that type of respect on your name and not theirs. So how does that how you feeling? Because you're being hated for absolutely no reason.
I mean, I was thinking about that myself, but like again, I'm a millennial, so I grew up when the internet
Hmm.
was first starting and shit. So I've been in this shit for like decades, And when I say this
Hmm.
shit, I mean like the internet shit.
Right.
So like I'll give you an example of just like this isn't an example of like internet beef, but it's an example of like getting in the weeds. So like I remember a long time ago, not to get too like specific, but like I finally got this like I was supposed to get started an internship at like a radio station, and I won't go into the details, but let's just say like something fell through with the internship, and then I had like a blog back then, and then I wrote like I wrote a long blog post, and I kind of like, but it was very honest. It wasn't like sugarcoating, but I was kind of attacking the host a little bit because I was kind of going in, but I was also just being really blatantly honest. And then I remember like you could check like who visits like your website, like the
Oh
tracker,
yeah, I remember that.
and I checked like the tracker, and like CBS Legal was like reading my website because I was talking shit.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
So like even back then when I was like the age of like an intern age of the college intern age, I was starting up shit. So like I don't know, I've been in this shit for like so long, so it's like it's not like a new experience, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of like used to it.
Well, you were the humbler of people
Mhm.
this week because a lot of people doubted RT and they took shots at
Yeah.
you. They were like, "I don't believe
Mhm.
this. It's not true.
Yeah, they
This
said
is not
Jasmine was
real."
bloated.
Yeah. They're like, "She's bloated." And he's mean for saying that about a woman's weight. And so you got to humble these people this week. And how does it feel
They're
being the
not saying
humbler?
shit.
Right, you're the humbler. Like,
Mhm.
how some people are the chosen one. You were the humbler this week. You went through these bloggers and you didn't
Yeah.
even have to do anything. You humbled them just by Jasmine announcing the truth. They all had to
Mhm.
all say, "I was wrong. I apologize. I got it wrong." Like, you
Mhm.
had to humble these
You
people.
know,
And
it was nice when 90 Day Cray Cray finally admitted because I kind of went at them previously as well, and they kind of ignored it. But this time they had no choice but to admit they're wrong and their faults. So
well,
that was
yeah, when
especially nice. And
when
and
our
and just the first night when I guess it was January 4th when we posted the tea originally. I think that was the night where like I think I was up to like 3 or 4 a.m. I was like shot out of a cannon, and I was just doing like rapid fire posts of like different examples of like Jasmine looking bloated or pregnant or whatever. With like I was like, and I was on like Instagram stories. I was like, send me a photo of her in a red dress from behind between the sheets, whatever. So I was like,
yeah, I
I was
remember that.
yeah.
I
So like I
remember
was
that.
that night I was putting in the work. So to finally have that work pay off, it was very I was definitely like dancing, not literally dancing, but like that day I was just like in very good mood, let's just say.
Well, I guess so. I guess the real thing for me was I knew she was pregnant, right? Like, I knew that she was pregnant. I had the hard evidence, but the thing that I couldn't share with everyone else was I couldn't tell Shabooty exactly how I couldn't tell him the name of the person
Mhm.
because this person has a really high up job and I don't want anyone in trouble. So Shabooty was like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "I would put my life on this." I was like, "There's a baby in her." Like, I would put my life, because he was like, "But what if she?" And I'm like, "Bro, she is pregnant. Like, there is
Mhm.
a human being in there. Like, I know this. I actually saw the picture, but I
Mhm.
couldn't show people the picture because of where the picture was taken." So
Mhm.
read between the lines with that, guys. The picture was taken somewhere where there were cameras. So I couldn't show the picture online to anyone because then they would know who told me and then all shit would go crazy. I don't want to ruin my sources, but you definitely were like, because it was getting to you because you only do um positive, sure, information. So this was hard for you because you had to take my word basically, and that's not
Mhm.
how you operate. So this was definitely something that took you out of your comfort zone. So when she finally announced it, I know you were like, "Okay, okay, okay," because I was like, "I know you trust me,
N-
but
n-
in
mhm.
this world, you can't trust people."
I know. I trust your word. Your word is golden as mine. So yeah.
It was, yeah, I mean, I think this proved how loyal I really am, right? Because
Mhm.
I gave you some information, and if it would have came out to be not true, then obviously we wouldn't even be talking with each other right now. I would be destroyed. But I think it shows you how loyal I really am, because I was like, and the funny part is I had this information for a month, and
Mhm.
then when I finally got permission. I don't want to say permission, but I knew that the information was out there. I was like, we have to go public right now, right this second, because I knew that it was gonna. If we didn't do it, I knew that another page had the information, but
Mhm.
they weren't gonna post it because my source was like, I'm gonna give it to you. They're gonna post it tomorrow, but you can post it today. Then it was at night, and I was like, should we wait? And you were like, no, it has to go out right this second. And I was just like,
Yeah.
right this second. Like us talking is too long. It needs to go out right now.
Yeah, no, and if this week wasn't like super busy, it definitely would have been worthy of like doing what we're doing right now to do it as like an emergency podcast in the middle of the week. But
Yeah, when it was crazy though when she finally posted the announcement. A lot of people were like, it was so obvious. The red dress,
Mhm.
and the red dress was the whole obvious one. Like, when she was on between the sheets and she was doing her interviews, it was so
Mhm.
beyond obvious that she was pregnant. So the idea that people were questioning that was crazy. And I was like, well, why do they think that we would risk our reputation to make up a bullshit lie? Because with a pregnancy, if a baby never shows up, it's a lie. You know, like you can say, oh, she had Botox, or there's lies that you could tell that aren't going to destroy you. This would have destroyed us. So why would we put so much time and energy into telling y'all something that's not
No,
true?
yeah,
We don't do that.
and exactly. It's like, well, let's say I had done like a singular one post of Jasmine is pregnant. Like, let's say if I just did one post, right? And let's say it was the T was incorrect and there was the one post. Like, at best, I could say, well, maybe people would just forget because I did like one post and it was incorrect. But I literally was doing like, I did the initial post. And like I said, that first night I did probably like 3 or 4 posts. And like, I was literally like nonstop posting. I was just trying to hammer it in like nonstop. Like, I don't know how many posts I did. Oh, and then I reposted the things in my stories. But do you remember like that? There was a guy on Twitter who had an anecdote where he ran into a guy. His friend was like a buddy, like working in construction, and he worked or something at Jasmine's house, and Jasmine was blabbing nonstop, and like he had a whole story, and like a lot people were still not believing even with that story, and like I reposted. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So it's like,
this story got more naysayers than any tea ever, right?
mhm,
Like I feel like more people wanted to debunk this story than any other type of tea that has ever been released, and I couldn't understand why. Because I was like, why is it so unbelievable that she's
mhm.
pregnant? I was like, why don't y'all believe it?
Yeah.
She said on the show she wanted to have a kid. You know,
Mhm.
like I don't understand why people found it so difficult to believe that she got knocked up.
Yeah, it's like why would some guy in Florida post in the end of November that he has like tea on Jasmine being pregnant, like randomly? Like there was so many like random things that were like popping up on the internet that people were still trying to like shoot down. Yeah.
Well, that and the fact that she hadn't posted a full body
Hmm.
recent photo since October. And you know, Jasmine posts herself 45 times a day.
Hmm.
So like the fact that she hadn't posted an actual recent full body photo since October should have been the dead giveaway right there. Because Jasmine, all she ever do is post pictures of herself and in the gym and
Hmm.
working out and her upside down ass. Like that's all she does.
Yeah.
So the fact that she went like it was so many dead giveaways and people still didn't get it.
Yeah, like it was funny. Somebody had sent me, this is before she admitted her pregnancy. Somebody sent me a video of Jasmine like working out, but it was a situation where she was doing a workout where like she was on all fours, so like you could see her back, but her stomach was like hidden. So she would occasionally still post like a workout video, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like she was like on all fours, so you couldn't see her
Oh, yeah.
stomach.
She was trying to be sneaky, but you caught her again. Remember when she posted and when she was in the foot massage thing and her legs were
Mhm.
like massive
Oh yeah,
because they're swollen.
she had huge thighs.
Yeah, and you know Jasmine don't got thighs. we all know that Jasmine ain't got no thighs.
Like
So it was so obvious.
you saw the meme I made with that one, right? Where I turned it into like going down the Panama Canal or something.
Yeah, like
That was
it was.
funny.
She really made this really easy because she gave us all the fuel, and then her little Kermit the Frog. Remember, she
Mhm.
did her little Kermit the
Yeah,
Frog video.
yeah.
She really made it so easy for us
The
to catch her in every single lie.
she made it really easy for us to catch her in that lie. But like the crazy part is like I'm telling you, like 20-30%, if not more, people saw that alligator video and they're like, "Oh my God, she's not pregnant. She just saw a goof and a joke." Like I believe the pregnant, I believe the alligator joke or whatever. Like people were believing it though, or something.
That was like the worst like response to not being trying to prove not being pregnant. That was like the absolute worst. Like if you really want to prove to me that you're not pregnant, take a picture in your workout bra and shorts that you wear to the gym every day and post it live. Go
Mm.
live and go stand in front of your phone and show me. She couldn't do that.
You
Right?
know,
Like
yeah, I was like, if you want me to believe she's not pregnant, I want her to stand next to the today's New York Times newspaper and hang the front page next to your stomach.
well, it feels nice to have the redemption though, because I had a lot of naysayers. You had a lot of naysayers. There's just people who really wanted this to be false tea,
Mm.
and
Oh,
we don't serve that here.
oh, and
We
then you
don't
know
serve
who,
that.
who we didn't mention. I guess I don't have a problem mentioning them by name, but uh, even though they were dead wrong, which is like
Oh, I know.
Christie's on Facebook or whatever the fuck her name is.
Oh yeah. She's the one that literally posted your name and
Mm,
said, "I don't believe what he said. She's not pregnant,"
yeah,
and it was all for clicks. Isn't
Had
that what she
anyone
said?
checked
yeah.
recently her feed?
I think she's the one that her followers humbled her, right? They told her that she They were like, one of the comments said something like, "You got humbled this week, though." You know, 'cause they were like, how you gonna, because she was like, "I don't ever post anything until it's been proven." And I was like, then it's not tea anymore. The definition of tea means you're posting it before everybody else knows. If you just wait for In Touch to post it, then you late.
I know,
You
right?
late, right?
Exactly.
This is
We
even yeah, like in this case it'll be worse than In Touch. This is you're waiting for the official 90 Day Fiance account to post a video.
So yeah, and okay, so let me explain to you why she did this now, because a lot of people are like, well, why didn't she just wait? Because she was gonna be pregnant at the tell-all. So here's what happened. I can tell you this now because I couldn't tell you this before. So while they were filming pickups, they call them pickups. It's when they go in and they rewatch the show, and then it
Mhm.
shows them sitting in the chair behind the green screen and they're talking about it. They were filming pickups with Between the Sheets, and she mentioned in one of the pickups that she was pregnant in front of another cast member. And then that cast member went and told another cast member, because they were all filming that same week. And then all the cast members on Between the Sheets and The Last Resort now knew that she was pregnant, and they were afraid that it was going to get out, because they were like, well, all these people know. We made them sign an NDA, but it's gonna get out. And they wanted it to get out before that episode because something was mentioned in that episode, and I'm assuming it airs next week or the week after, that she was pregnant. And they just wanted to release it before it got released. Well, we already released it, but they just wanted to release it as soon as possible. So that's why, because everybody was like, what a weird time for her to do it right now, because we're in the middle of the season, damn near. There's a 3-part tell-all. Like, it's a weird thing to do right now. But, and also a lot of people felt like it would be a good distraction from the Matt domestic violence story.
Allegedly, yes.
So yeah, so it allegedly domestic violence story, because they were like, oh, look how sweet he looks with him and Coco and Jasmine in his little beige
I
colored
ain't there.
shirt. Wait, what?
I said I'm not there. No, her dog's named Coco.
No, Coco, little Coco, her little dog. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that they wanted that those pictures to go up because they were like, well, people will see him as this sweet guy who takes, family photos. So they want to debunk the image of him beating the living hell out of someone. Allegedly.
Aw.
Allegedly. So
Aw.
that was also their motivation for releasing this when they did.
No, yeah, and
Absolutely.
like, do you think all of our posts also like made the timeline quicker of her coming out publicly?
I don't know if our post sped anything up. I
Mhm.
think that there was just too much stuff going on with her, because there was the stuff with her publicist and the DV alleged incident. There was the pregnancy, and there was, well, we basically said that she was living in Florida with Matt, which makes The Last Resort look like a waste of time to watch. So I think it probably played a role. It probably played a role because they're like, well, we don't want people to just stop watching The Last Resort in the middle. Because if they find out that they're not together, they weren't even trying to be together during the filming, maybe they're going to lose interest. So it might have played a part. And they're like, well, let's just come clean and tell them what happened. And then more people will be interested in following along with her new relationship, and they'll keep watching the show. Right? Because Matt is going to be on the show. He's going to be on The Last Resort tell-all. So they're like, maybe we can shift their interest into her new relationship since the old one is no more.
That's true. Now, this wasn't on our list of topics, but do you find the fact that Jasmine nonstop posts a baby registry link kind of gross?
Only because we discussed that. Okay, so guys, if you didn't listen to the last podcast, we discussed that Jasmine on Cameo is number 8. So say, for instance, every person that you can think of probably that's famous is on Cameo. I'm on Cameo. Shabooty, you're probably on Cameo. So everybody in the world who has any type of fame to them whatsoever is on Cameo. Jasmine is number 8. Well, at the time of our podcast last week, so I know these stories, the numbers fluctuate, but at the time of our podcast last week, she was number 8 out of every famous person in the world. Okay, we're talking Vanderpump Rules, Kardashian, anybody who you can find that will sell you a cameo. She was number 8. There are only 7 people that sold more cameos than her. So yes, I think it's disgusting that she has a baby registry of over $2,000 worth of stuff when she's making all of this money already. Again, we were talking about this with Niles and his GoFundMe, and it's like, only ask for what you need, right? Like
Mm,
that's like if you need $100, you don't go and ask your friend for $500. You just ask, you borrow for what you need. You don't take advantage of people, and
mm,
I don't want to see the 90 Day Fiance fan base being taken advantage of, taken to the cleaners. You know, because we are really invested, right?
mm,
And it started with Michael, and Michael getting a whole bunch of money, but everybody had a soft spot for him because they don't like Angela. And I think a lot of people are capitalizing on, oh, well, I'll say that Gino was mean to me and he won't bring my kids here, and then people are going to buy me all this stuff. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of taking advantage of people. I feel like
mm,
if you're making so much money on Cameo and even more money on OnlyFans, you shouldn't be taking money from people. You don't need it.
mm. Yeah, I think your friend Gina, she said she did the calculations of her Amazon baby registry, and it's about $4,000 to $5,000 worth of stuff.
Oh, it's even more. Yeah, Gina, we were talking about that. So it's even more, $4,000 or $5,000 worth of stuff. See, this is what I'm saying. If you make, I think we had Print on last week, and she said she was making like 30,000 a month, I believe, on OnlyFans, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm assuming very comparable amount on Cameo. There are nobody in the 90 Day Universe fandom. Well, there are famous people that watch it, but the typical 90 Day Fiance fan doesn't make $60,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be
No.
giving us money,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like we shouldn't be giving you money. You should be giving us money. So the idea that you would put up a baby registry, and I don't judge anybody for having a baby registry, because I heard that the Kardashian girls, they get baby registries, and their rich friends buy them stuff. I'm not saying that rich people have to buy their own stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But I think it's insane that she's asking for $4,000 to $5,000 worth of stuff, because you can get a crib for $199. Right? You can get a bassinet for $100. Like, it's crazy that she's not just asking for the things she needs. She's asking for like expensive, really nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. When she can afford it on her own, right?
Yeah, we have a celebrity guest.
Oh.
One high special celebrity guest.
I'm back.
Oh my God.
Hi.
Hey,
It's
Hi.
been a while.
the
It
world
has
exclusive Liz.
it has been a while. So
It's been a
so
while.
what's been going on? I mean, what you can tell us? What's been going on?
Oh, I've just been working so much. Like I close Wednesday, Thursday. No, not normally Wednesdays. Like I close Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the restaurant I'm at or bar I'm at.
Oh.
But tonight
Oh.
I have it off.
Oh,
Oh,
good. You deserve it. You deserve a day off.
yeah. So basically, yeah, I'm there till like 3 in the morning every night.
We should ask Liz what her thoughts are on Jasmine's pregnancy.
Oh, do you want to talk about that? First of all, are you friends with Jasmine? Because I don't know if we
No,
should ask.
Jasmine sends Liz the like powder shit to drink. She
So
does.
I tread carefully when I talk about things. I will say, however, the timeline, she was not pregnant at last resort. In Between the Sheets is filmed months after because you got to edit everything. Um, as far as that situation, because they filmed right after HEA Tell All was filmed, and we filmed that in February of last year. Like this time last year. I haven't been following the journey. I just see like what's on social media, but all I can say is I don't know the story. I don't know the situation. We don't talk about anything. I just know that Jasmine was one of like besides like Kim and Ty, like when I got sick and everything, Jasmine is like she's so sweet. Like she reached out to me and was so sweet and passionate about like me being sick and everything and if I ever needed anything.
Mm.
Jasmine doesn't break her NDAs or anything like that. As far as the pregnancy, I don't know too much about any of that. Um, I don't know about the relationships, the dynamics. I know certain things, but it's not my business to say, and I'm not going to say it. I don't get
Yeah,
in
I
people's
understand
business.
that.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to answer this, but are you allowed to say if you knew or not before it became public to the world?
I will say that I pretty much believe. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. The only thing of I suspected that the pregnancy rumors were true was the fact that Jasmine loves showing off her body and
Mhm.
she hasn't been doing that like in her lives or anything. She has a great body. She does, whether surgery's been involved or not, she's been so she knows her nutrition. She knows all that. Despite however she got it, she still knows her shit. So shoot, where was I going with that? Did I know about it? So the only thing that the reason why, first of all, I found it to be true before anything, just because Shabooty posted it, and
That's what I was waiting
hands
for you to
down,
say.
yeah, that's what it is. That's why I was like, this has to be true if Shabooty posted it. But doing my own thinking about everything, I was like, there's no way. This girl loves to not be naked. This girl loves to show her body. She's very proud of it. So when I started seeing more t-shirts and stuff, I was like, huh, okay, maybe these rumors are really true. So, but then they're true. But that's it. I just know Shabooty posts it. It's true. And then I just realized that Jasmine was posting less of her body.
Well, I will say this though, Jasmine, like you said, she's an NDA queen. She doesn't break an NDA. And I will say I'm close friends with someone that's close friends with her. And they said that they've been talking to her regularly over the last year. They knew that she wasn't with Gino, but they had absolutely no idea she was pregnant. So it's not like she was hiding it from her friends. She literally hid it from everybody.
Yeah, and it's probably for her own peace of mind too. And then when you have a show coming out and everything, it literally she's doing what she needs to do to protect herself. And I'm sure she had to mentally prepare herself for all the shit that's going on now. And if she's happy, she's happy. I will say I don't know anything that's going on intimately or whatever. But she's glowing in her photos. Now, I'm not saying I'm team this, team that, whatever. I analyze my own things, and I know certain things on how things can be filmed too. But all I can say is I haven't spoken to her in a long time. But she looks beautiful. She looks pretty. I don't know the extent of anything else of what people are saying. And I'm just not one who really gives into comments or anything like that anymore. It's a whole mental game. So yeah.
You're very you could be a politician, Liz.
So just to touch base on what's been going on with Jasmine, right? So apparently if you pick a side, the 90 Day fandom has started attacking the cast members.
Listen, I have noticed that, and I'm like, you can't like something these days. You can't comment on something these days. You can't. But what I will say is people who are being adored in the 90 Day family are being attacked. One, I feel like bullying is just not okay. Whether you believe something or not, I'm sure half these people that are commenting have shitty ass relationships or are they're going through their own shit, you know. But what people have to understand is you're not seeing everything and you don't know everything that's going on, and stories can be twisted and stuff like that. So but there's this standard of whether you're a loved castmate or not. We still all know what it's like to be on this side of the wall. Now, people are like, "Oh, are you like?" I didn't comment, I didn't do nothing. It's actually really disgusting to me to see these things, and I'm not taking a side on what side. I don't know all the details, but it's just I will stand side by side that I know what it's like to be on this side of the wall and everything like that, and I know there's so much that goes on to it, and there should be nothing wrong with just congratulating or liking a photo. You can't like something. You can't even like a photo these days without being criticized of what's going on. Then there's this whole other drama now with Sophie and her waist trainer. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And Amani.
We're gonna get into that.
I just want to say I'm team Amani, but anyway, go ahead.
Well, I do want to say that I do agree with you that it's disgusting that so when a baby is born or a woman is pregnant, that's a blessing, right? So I don't care how the situation happened, right? Like Mary was, and what do you call it? She was a virgin and was pregnant. We shouldn't judge how the baby got there. We should just be happy that the blessing happened. So I think it's sick that people, because I've heard explanations from people, they're like, oh, well, we were on the same show, so I don't hate her and I don't hate or I'm not going to pick a side. And I fall into that category with Angela because I've known Angela for years. She's helped me with things.
That's another touchy subject too. Yeah,
I'm not going to pick a side because Angela has been a friend to me. right? And you know
Yeah, and
how
I know things too, but it's nobody's responsibility to like put anybody's shit out there.
right,
Um,
right. Like, I don't know. I think it's just crazy how you're not allowed to have an opinion, and if you have an opinion, you're subject to
Mhm.
bullying. And
yeah,
I don't know. I think, and it's for cast, like you said, for y'all cast members. There's only so many people in the world who fully understand what it's like to be on this show, and it's the cast members. So you have a bond. So even if
yeah.
the
It
person did
doesn't
something,
matter if we get along or not or anything.
well,
We still
right,
know what it's like on this side. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter
exactly.
if I agree with what this person did
The,
or not.
if I could interject real quick, the one thing I do have a problem with is like when Jasmine, and this is not like hyperbole or exaggeration. I've heard stories in the person, and let me see if the person is in the chat. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, the person that told me the stories and is listening right now. But she'll go to cast members like at a tell-all and say, "Hey," in the backstage, so hey, you should block Shabooty. So like she's like going out of her way to sabotage me, which I do have a problem
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, that I mean, yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's very personal, Shabooty, and I agree. That's personal. Like to be called
And
out like
I
that.
think yes, that's a different topic. I guess just to end like off of what I'm gonna say is whether her pregnancy or not, it's a baby involved. All I can say is she looks like she's glowing in her photos. I haven't spoken to her in a while. She reached out to me. She was very kind, genuine. She said if I ever need anything, um, uh, never mind. I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry, I'm getting ready for something. It'll come back to me.
Oh,
Uh,
no worries, no
yeah.
worries.
Um, yeah, it'll come back to me. Sorry,
Mhm,
I totally lost
No, that's
something.
all right. We were gonna go into some clapbacks because Josh from the 90 Day Bad Boys
mhm.
had a major clapback to Jasmine's announcement because this kind of goes with this conversation topic of how people have picked sides. So Josh has clearly picked Gino's side. So
Hashtag Team Gino.
hashtag Team Gino for Josh. And oh, Shwoody, is it a way that you can put the
Oh,
in
the
the chat
oh yeah,
or
that's actually
how
a
you?
good idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because we're gonna read this for you guys, and then you can see it, and then we're gonna
Oh,
talk about Josh's extremely harsh stance
hmm.
against Jasmine's pregnancy, and then we're gonna go into Gino's uncle Marco with his stance as well. Oh, perfect! It's right
Okay,
here.
you were
So,
very high tech now. So the people that are listening live, you could pull up a tweet inside of our podcast Twitter space. So
all right, so Josh West, how do you say his last name?
Weinstein.
Weinstein. He replied to this in response to Jasmine's pregnancy announcement. He said, "As we all celebrate her pregnancy, let's not forget how she got here. She cheated on Gino and was with this loser Matt since before the last resort. Then pressured her into an open marriage, and then pressured into an open marriage so she could conceal her relationship with this dummy Matt. Now she's having his baby. I feel really bad for Gino as he was a collateral damage and is heartbroken. He couldn't be intimate with Jazz because he was treated so badly. Poor Gino. I'm sorry for what you had to go through, and I'm sorry we didn't all see what you were actually going through sooner. Matt is nothing but a loser and a home wrecker." So I wanted to get everybody's reaction to that because the word home wrecker, that
Mm.
term is usually used for women. So now we have taken the gender away from it, and we have now decided that, well, Josh has decided that Matt's a home wrecker. Do y'all agree that he ended a happy home? Because was Jasmine and Gino really happy to begin with? Right?
Mhm.
To wreck a home, they had to be happy, right?
Oh, so I'll say this: like, I'm not necessarily a fan of Matt, but I will say, at the end of the day, the wedding vows are between Gino and Jasmine. So Matt wasn't the one that made the vows.
Right.
So he was just
Right.
like the dick that was hanging in the bushes, and Jasmine fell and tripped on top of it. So like, if it wasn't Matt, it would have been the other valet guy. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, if it wasn't Matt at the gym, there would have been another guy at the gym. Jasmine was at the gym cruising for D,
Mhm.
and
And
unfortunate.
uh,
Oh wait,
I hear feedback.
yeah, are we getting feedback?
Yeah,
Oh, did it stop?
maybe it was, just go ahead. If it happens again, we'll have
Okay,
whoever
yeah,
leave
because
and come back.
that was weird. I heard it too. But
Yeah.
yeah, Jasmine was in the gym looking for D because she wasn't getting it at home.
Mhm.
So when you're not getting it at home, and I know people are going to come at me because they were like, it does not matter if you're not getting it at home. You're not supposed to step out on your marriage. That's true. That's true. But at the same time, if you haven't had sex in almost a year and you've made it very vocal to the person, like, hey, I can't be in a sexless marriage, I don't it's not crazy that she went out and found it somewhere else.
Mm.
And I hate to say that because I don't agree that Gino should have sex with her just because she's his wife. I don't agree with that either. I feel like sex is a consensual thing. Even if you're married, if you don't want to do it, you shouldn't have to. So this is a whole crazy thing. But how do you feel? Is Coco here? I want to know how everybody feels about Josh's stance, because Josh is kind of an
Mm.
outside person in this. Like, he doesn't really have anything to do with the situation other than he's Gino's friend, but he's pretty
I
much
mean, but
condemned her new
he
relationship.
was at the tell-all, right? So he probably knows a lot of shit.
Yes, he was at the tell-all where Matt was brought out in front of Gino, and a lot of people are saying this was done to cause humiliation to Gino. Do you agree with that? Do you feel like bringing your baby daddy while you're pregnant with his baby to the tell-all to show your husband, is that a humiliation tactic? Was she trying to like make him look stupid?
Yeah, I mean, but she's been humiliating Jasmine at every opportunity, and and I know like Jasmine has a like promo Instagram account where it's like a bullshit polyamorous account, and then
Well, it used to just be the Jasmine and Gino relationship account.
yeah,
That's how it started.
but now
And
it's like a
now,
BS polyamorous account. But then like if you look at the profile photo, it's like a beautiful picture of Jasmine and Matt, and then she photoshopped in the worst. I could actually find the image for y'all and put it in the chat, but like it's the
oh yeah, 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 we
worst
should do it.
image of Gino ever of wearing like these shitty like shorts and he looks like disheveled. And so she made that picture into the profile photo of that promo account, which is like so
Mm.
insulting.
Well, we knew that things. Well, I knew that things were going bad, and they were going to go for each other when she posted that picture of him sleeping. Remember, with the patch in the back of his head,
Hmm.
and and said something. I don't remember what the caption was, but I was like, that is the most underhanded, shady comment or post that I've seen in a while. And I was like, I think all hell is gonna break loose between them. Because I told y'all they hadn't been together, they weren't together one single day in 2024.
Hmm.
Because he kicked her out in November of 2023. So I was like, I know it's now that Gino is actually going to be able to speak out and say things, because he hasn't had the opportunity to really say anything. I think the tell-all is going to be the first place where he can actually defend himself, because they've been protecting NDAs most of this time. So Gino has had to play along, pretend to be in a relationship with her,
Hmm.
do the last resort. He's actually going to have the first opportunity to speak up at this tell-all, and I think that's why things are going to get so crazy and heated at this tell-all.
Yeah, by the way, I posted the photo in the chat and in the space so you could see it in your face. And, like that's the
Hold
most
on,
insulting photo of Gino photoshopped into a beautiful picture of Matt and Jasmine. Do y'all see it?
I don't see it yet.
It
Hold
should
on,
be
let me.
like featured in the Twitter space like before. Well, hold on, let me remove the okay, I removed the Josh one, so now you can see it. Now, George, now you should be able to see it. You don't see it?
Yep, yep,
Okay.
yep. I see it.
Okay.
My phone is slow. My
Okay.
phone is slow. It's like it's not. It
Okay.
doesn't catch up to y'all as fast as yours. Oh yeah, I see it. He looks. Yeah, you're right. That's like when you're accidentally turn on your phone and the front camera's on and it just takes a picture of you by accident and
Yeah.
you're like the ugliest person you've ever seen. Do y'all
Yeah.
do that, or is it just me? Like, and I'm like, damn,
Mhm.
is that me? I'm terrible. Like, your front camera
Mhm.
does you like
No,
so
no,
dirty.
my front camera does me all fucked up.
Yes, it's like, who's in charge of the front camera? My worst freaking enemy. Like,
Yeah.
who's making me look like that? Because
Mhm.
I swear on God, I don't look that
Yeah,
terrible. But
I'm a front camera 6 and a back camera 9. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, I agree. I am too. I front camera don't even. I'm not even gonna get a date. But back camera,
Mhm.
I might get I might get some phone numbers that night.
Yeah.
I might.
But Liz is a front camera 9 and a back camera 10. Oh.
Ooh, I'll take it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was funny. I
All
did a
right. So
oh real quick. I did a post like kissing Styler's ass today, and then she was like, "But I'm no Liz."
Oh, yes, there's no comparison. I
yeah,
still take that.
Statler. She knows her place. Statler knows her place.
Hmm.
Oh, but we're gonna get into the next clapback was Uncle Marco's
Hmm.
clapback.
Uh,
Now this one is wait, were we still doing that one? I don't remember what we
yeah,
talked about in the group
yeah,
chat.
yeah. We're gonna do that, but I could feature it into the chat if you want, or in the.
Yeah. Let's feature it into the chat so everybody can see it, and we're gonna get into that and this isn't all of the clapbacks, guys. There were every cast member that I believe commented one way or another. All you had to say was congratulations, and they got attacked.
Yeah.
So and I'm like, how is congratulations picking a side? You're saying, hey, you're pregnant with a child. That's a blessing. Congratulations. You're not even picking a side. But everyone who said anything positive was attacked. And I think that's, as a community, I understand when a married woman has a child by someone else, it's not the best thing in the world. Okay. That's not the best thing in the world to do. But what did the child do? Like coming after saying congratulations, that's more so for the child than for Jasmine. So I want us to at least give the other cast members room to just say hi, you're welcome, congratulations. That's just a normal situation without dragging them, because I saw Armando got dragged
That
really
I saw
bad.
Kim and Armando got dragged, and that's
Yeah.
really shocking because they're so loved in the 90-day, and it's just
Well,
such the it's people don't understand time. Like literally, I got a message the other day. They're like, "Are you back with Ed? You got blue roses, something?" Like I didn't have it broken up for 2 years, and people think it happened like 5 months ago. People don't know timelines
Mhm.
at all. It's it we are still going to have each other's, like when we talk about Sophie and like the waist trainer and stuff, like there's a lot of things that I analyze about that too, that I'm just like, wow, like Sophie might not even like me, but little does she know I kind of have her back on this one. But like I'm seeing all this drama and I like would love to talk about it, but I just was like, to be criticized so much, the people feel like people say, oh, you put yourself out there, you deserve this. Okay, well, you don't understand really what comes with it, but that also doesn't give you a right to come out here and just be a bully and say things like, and just be mean and attacking people, period.
Mhm.
I'm just, the fact that I saw like Armando got treated the way he was, and especially Kim, I'm just like, wow, like people are getting heated. But I will say, the drama and the outing and the tea of this last resort, it is unlike, I haven't seen it. I just see things on social media, but the way that the drama from this season is insane compared to other seasons. I'm like, damn, people are spilling tea everywhere.
Okay, I'll go on record though. I'll say your season, Liz, of Last Resort was better than this season of Last Resort.
It was very, so the first season, we didn't know what we were doing. It was a whole new show, a whole new thing. Um, and going into this season, producers kind of knew more what to do or like how to. So we filmed 2 weeks for Last Resort. This season got 3. So, people are kind of learning. But because I was on the first season of Last Resort, we didn't know what was going on. It was more real, like authentic, everything like that. And then you kind of get it moving, it gets less real as the seasons go on. When I met Ed on the Single Life, that was the first season. You're not going to get anything realer than that.
Hmm.
And then as it keeps going on, and but yeah, that's all I have to say. But
well,
yeah,
it
I was very,
also
very shocked at the way that Kim got attacked and Armando.
Yeah, yeah, just for having an opinion, right? And a lot of I always like to compare it to when your parents get divorced and people try to tell the children to pick a side. You can love both of your parents if they don't love each other, and you can also love a cast member if they do something that you don't love. So it's hard for the fans to understand because the fans don't know and understand the cast members the way other cast members do. So if a cast member does something that they don't agree with, they're like, "Ooh, I don't like that they did that, but I still like them because we did the show together, and they had my back, and we built this friendship. We had that bond." And every time you watch the news and there's some guy in court for, like, I don't know, murder or robbery, there's still a section behind him with people that are supporting him. Like, okay, so no matter how bad of a
Hmm.
thing that you do, so you still have that support. And it seems like people want everyone to isolate and abandon cast members if they make a bad decision. And it's like, we all make bad decisions. We can't just abandon and isolate people for making one single bad decision, or doing something that you don't agree with. And let the cast members have room to forgive their friends and castmates, and move on. Like, they don't have to disown someone because you would appreciate it if they disown someone. That's not how friendships work. I've had friends that have lied and done things to me, and I made a decision to forgive them. And it's not anybody's opinion of that relationship but what I care about. So I don't know. It was just weird because I saw so many casts Like I saw cast, they were like deleting their comments because they just got sick of all of the hate and back and forth and judgment just from saying congrats to a baby being born, which I thought
Yeah.
was always a blessing. Right? There's
Oh,
always a blessing.
and then they're not allowed to like we're not allowed to speak back or say anything, and then it's just a war. That's why I don't comment or say anything anymore. I just keep it to myself.
Speaking of liking controversial figures, let's put Liz on the spot. Are you like a Luigi Mangione fangirl?
What are we
You know
talking
who
about?
Luigi is?
No.
George, you know who
Oh,
Luigi is, right?
of course I do. Of course I do. I mean, how would you
How do you
not
not
know?
know Luigi, Liz?
Is this a 90-day person?
No, it's
No,
a
no, he's a murderer who killed a
who's a
he killed the
hunk.
United Healthcare CEO.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about it. I think actually the last time I was on.
Oh yeah. No,
So
I
are
just
you one
assumed,
of those?
I assumed Liz, you because all the women are like a fan of
Well,
him as a heartthrob.
yeah, they think that he's this amazing, good-looking guy. They did you hear they donated $368,000 to his lawyer fund,
Yeah.
and the
Guys,
women.
I'm in no position to talk about my type or looks or anything like that. I am the last one to give an opinion
Mm.
on a type.
No, well, he's no women are infatuated because he's very attractive, but
Well, yeah, I think the thing is when you think of like a murderer or a stalker or domestic violence, someone who does something heinous and disgusting, there's a thought in the back of your mind that they're gonna look like that type of person. So, and I think they learned that with Jeffrey Dahmer, where they were like, "This is a serial killer. He doesn't look like serial." So they're infatuated because he's young, in shape, attractive, and oh, he's also a murderer. And women don't know how to decipher. They're like, well, how could someone who looks like that murder someone? And I was like, you should go online and look at mugshots of people. Not every person who does something horrible is ugly,
mm,
right? Like you should go online and just look at mugshots all day. There's lots of pretty people who make bad decisions,
mm,
but they've donated like almost $400,000 to his lawyer fund, and there's women
Jeez,
who I think the
what?
last sweater. The one of the first
mm,
sweaters he wore to court was like a $400 sweater that some woman bought him. They buy him clothes. They send him anything he wants on his commissary, which he's not eating much. Last time I saw him, he's still skinny, so he's not eating much. But they're like funding his life, and I don't know what their end game is because what he did, he's more than likely going to get life or the death penalty. So there's not like he's going to get out. But I don't know. This is like a thing that always
mm.
happens. Women always fall in love with these serial killers or killers or these bad guys in jail. And
Women like
well,
to change men.
I will say I don't know. I don't want to get too weird into the weeds, but again, he was trying to make a statement against the fucked up healthcare system. So I agree with the statement of that the healthcare system is fucked up. Because I will say that.
See, that's a good point that you just made. Like you agree with his message, you don't agree with his actions.
Hmm.
And I feel like that can be applied to this Jasmine thing. Like we don't agree with her actions of banging this dude and getting pregnant on Gino, but we're not mad that she's having a baby. But you're right. What he was trying to say was, you know what, life it's murder if you shoot him, but it's not murder if you deny a claim and someone dies because they couldn't get coverage.
Hmm.
That's basically what he was trying to say. And he's 100% right. His actions were not warranted. You can't just this is not martial law. You don't just go shooting people.
Yeah.
But I do look at it as he sacrificed his life to demand change in the way that the healthcare system works. And I don't know if it's going to work. You know, I'm not political enough to understand this stuff, but he basically sacrificed his life. He's never going to be free again. He'll probably never see the outside
Hmm.
world again. But the message that he had was accurate.
True.
That company has the highest denial rate than any insurance company in the United States, and
Yeah,
they're
I
worth
work
six.
with billing and coding in dental and medical. I've done insurance for years. That's something that people don't know. And that it is actually one of the worst health cares that I've ever had to put in.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm.
from
See,
my perspective and everything like that. And actually, I was actually very disappointed in the military because they had transferred over to United Healthcare.
ew.
And I was
So,
like, that fucking sucks. Like, and
well,
this is
yeah,
before this happened. I was like, They literally just transferred healthcare to the shittiest one plan that they
That's
could have
so they're
done.
basically saying we don't care if you get good health care, even though you fought for our country.
Yeah.
That's a horrible message
And I've
for the
been
men
doing
and
coding
women.
or not, I've been doing billing coding, not coding like everything. I've billed insurance for 10 years now, and I would never sign up for United Healthcare.
True.
Wow.
I'm jumping around. This is the most random crowbar, but I know Liz follows, obviously follows my posts and stuff. Did you see Liz, did you see the S. Scott dressed up as Jasmine doing a crazy video?
Is that what he was doing? So I work so late, and then I just kind of sleep throughout the day when I
Mhm.
can.
Yeah.
Um, so if I'm like on for a minute, but I actually like I can't with that man anymore.
Oh yeah. You were the one that
But
were like friends
yeah.
with him, and I was like, no, you gotta avoid that guy.
Well, so it's not like I'm friends with people. I'm just nice. I don't need like I'm just
You're
nice.
friends with me though, right?
Yes, I'm friends with you. I don't fake my niceness. I didn't know that's what it was about, and I didn't even really watch the video. The only thing that I watched was him talking about an explanation of like people can't take a joke anymore these days. That's all I watched. I was like, okay.
True. There was some weirdness in the video where he was like, I don't know if it was racist. I don't know if I want to go as far as saying it was racist, but it was a little weird in that realm of like racially tinged, because he was like, come and get this, like, he was like, I think he said, and I hate to like repeat his fucked up words, so this isn't me talking, this is Scott talking. He was like, come and get this like Latina milk," which is a very weird phrase to say.
Oh yeah, see, I did not watch the video. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's very
Okay,
awkward.
so unpopular opinion, I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I
if I didn't
actually
think it was a little funny, I wouldn't have reposted it. Do you want me to put it into the chat thing?
Yeah, put it in the chat. And if anybody didn't watch it, like, I'm not, sometimes he posts a lot of like weird, strange, off the wall stuff. But this one thing that he posted, it was actually hilarious because I messaged him and I was like, I literally just laughed at this. And he was like, I know. He was like, I've been trying to stay away, but he was like, I figured I'll just, get in on this Jasmine thing. And I was like, at least it was funny. I was like, usually you post stuff that offends everybody and then everyone's pissed off. I was like, I'm not offended. This was actually funny. I was like, see, if you stick to more funny stuff instead of trying to piss everybody in the world off, maybe things will change. Maybe things will change for you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I don't know. He's I don't know. I think he's like he's realizing. Well, you know how I posted that tea on him last week, like a week ago, where I was saying like he hates his job and he sends women pictures of videos of himself nude in the shower. It's
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
last
yeah, I
Friday.
remember that.
So he's like,
Oh, it was called Scott's. I called it Scott's Inner Thoughts. Remember?
yeah.
It was, and we read those messages. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a lot of messages about that. People were like, "Holy crap!"
It
They
definitely
couldn't
got
believe.
back. I think it got back to him because he kind of did a video admitting basically everything in my post. Like, yeah, I hate my job, and yeah, I hear my nudes are circulating. So he's like admitting everything in my post.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see
Oh
that.
yeah.
I didn't see that. Oh, I will say this. I messaged him the other day because remember you saw he posted something about his mom
Hmm.
and people really didn't know what was going on with his mom. So I messaged him and I was like, "Look, I'm concerned about your mom. Tell me that she's okay." And he did tell me that she's out of the hospital, but she has only 40% lung capacity.
Hmm.
I guess she's almost 100 years old, guys. And he said that she smoked since she was 13. And there's nothing else that they can really do, but she's gonna be in hospice soon. So I did, I was like, I'm really sorry. I know that this isn't gonna be easy for you, but he was like, it's just hard because there's nothing left. And he was like, and I work in the medical field, and you want to help or whatever. So to humanize Scott a little bit, he is gonna be going through something really tough pretty soon. So maybe everybody can cut him a little bit of slack
But
over the next few months.
I think people were no. I know he did all his videos of like him like nearly in tears about his mother, but there was like that was like literally he posted those, and literally the next day was when he posted the Jasmine impersonation video, and that's when people were like, "You were just like breaking down in tears a day ago. Now you're posting this unhinged, crazy, like Joker-esque video." Like,
That's
Yeah.
probably what made him go unhinged.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Scott's very unpredictable, and
that's true. Yeah.
him and Lauren are more similar than I think people realize. They both. I don't know if they know what's gonna come out of their mouth before it comes out of their mouth. I think it's literally random. Like it's just complete crazy chaos. But that I ain't gonna lie, when he did the Jasmine voice and he was talking like Jasmine, I was laughing.
Well,
I was like, oh my.
did you like my because my version was like sped up? So did you like my sped up version better?
I mean, I like them both. I thought his was hilarious. I mean, the things that he said, like she said, you could buy my breast milk for $1,000 and you can join my OnlyFans or whatever. It was just so spot on as Jasmine. I was like, good God, Scott, you actually did something funny. Because I was like, usually it's not, but I was like, this is so on brand for her right now. Because remember when everyone was worried about her alleged situation, she's like, don't be worrying about my household, just join my OnlyFans. And that's literally what he said. It was just hilarious. So
I guess Coco had to pop out because I was gonna ask her. It's more of like a question that I kind of know the answer to, but I was just gonna ask for her to like elaborate. But I know on OnlyFans, which Jasmine's on, it's like even when she's not making videos or well, that's a cameo thing, but like even when she's not producing content, just for people to like message her. Well, actually, Liz could talk about. Well, no, well, that's not an OnlyFans thing. I'm mixing up like Cameo and OnlyFans. But anyway, like at least on OnlyFans, so just to like message her, DM her, it costs you money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, go back to like the thought of that. I'm getting ready to go out, so I'm like listening and texting the girls. What was it that what's the question?
I guess the question. Well, I guess it's not really a question. It's more of like a point I wanted to make is like on OnlyFans, it's basically like a passive income where you're just like getting money as fans are like DMing you every time they message you. You're getting money, right, on OnlyFans.
So I will say I don't look at myself as like any reality TV star or anything. I think I'm very quiet and like more laid back and stuff. But I do get, for me, this is my perspective and my mindset. I feel like if I would like go at it and take advantage of social media, I'd be making money. I don't put myself out there to do it, and I should. Um, from my perspective, I get a lot of messages, and then like if you respond back to a couple people, they kind of like get in there and they kind of think that because they already know your life so much, they try to get in there and try to be your friends. So then you can kind of keep it more on the business side. So I don't disagree with that at all. I have people who message me on Cameo all the time, but then they're real quick to be like, "Oh, why don't you just add me here? Or here's my number and we can text." Like, I don't know you. We're not friends. You don't like. It's not to try to be salty. And I am friends with people who've seen me on the show. Actually, like moving and relocating to Washington and trying to build my circle has been very hard. Who am I bringing in my life? Who wants to be my friend for the right reasons? Um, so I don't disagree. If people have questions and stuff like that, we're not obligated to have to go and prove anything. So I don't disagree with the fact of like if you have questions or want to talk, yeah, like you can pay for my time. It is a full-time job. It is very mentally exhausting. Um, I don't necessarily disagree with her saying if you have questions, reach out to me here or anything like that. No, we don't owe answers to anybody. Um, and I've dealt with it. Like if I even just respond back on an Instagram messages, people can get kind of crazy. Not saying everybody's that way. I've made great friends, but I don't disagree with what she's saying.
Yeah, when you answer, like I'll go in my message request and I'll like answer a message, and then they'll send like 5 more.
Yes.
And
And
then it's
then
like
people get mad if you don't respond back. Like, and
yeah,
then you
it's
have to be careful with what you send because people screenshot and they'll post things and it is weird. There's that dynamic is so weird too. The multiple sending messages. That's why I will always try to keep it on that business side too of just um, cameos and everything, like texting through that way. And then I'll leave it at that. Um, so you have some experience with that.
yeah, it's true. And I don't, people don't pay to talk to me on like Cameo or anything, but when you go in your request and you answer messages and it's like they'll ask you a question, so you'll answer it. but then once you answer them one time, then they're like, well, we have to talk every day now. And then it's like
Yes. Yeah.
overwhelming, right? And they're like, oh, what do you do for work, or where do you live? And it gets really personal really quick. And then you're just like, oh, okay, this is a bit much, like I'm pretty open to being cool with everybody, but it's like I can't talk to everybody every day. Like I know so many people. I've lived in 3 different states. Like I know so many people, so I can't keep up with everything all the time. And I don't want people to think I don't want to talk to them, because I do. There's not enough hours in the day.
True. So wait, so Liz, on the Amani versus Sophie beef, you're on Team Sophie?
Okay, so we know Sophie doesn't exactly like me, and I've never talked shit on this girl.
Mhm.
I've actually remember when I was talking about like the mental process of having to do this and catch up from this show, and then I was like, I bet you by the end of Last Resort, she's gonna have a backbone.
Mhm.
She's got the backbone now. Um, I will say that I see where, how do you say her name?
Amani?
Amani. I see both sides. And it is I get where she's coming from, because she's making it about one topic, and like just come out and say if you've had work done or not. It doesn't matter. But I get where that's what she's trying to say. Um, and then I can also see Sophie's glow up and all that, and she's feeling so much better about herself. But when it just comes down to like the whole waist trainer thing, it is insane how much that this has just become like, I'm literally just like, wish I had popcorn, because it's like every other feed algorithm on my Instagram right now. Um, I will definitely say I see both sides. Um, but yes, I lost a bunch of weight on my own, and then I got sick and then just lost another 8 pounds. But other than that, I did the work on my own. I wear whether people say wear it or don't wear it, you're hurting your organs, whatever. I've had worse shit put into my body with exes. Like, I do believe that waist trainers can work if you and with so I will say that whether Sophie's has work done or not, I eat very clean. I still go to the gym. I posted a picture not too long ago with my abs coming in. I wear my trainer when I go to work because I'm walking 8 miles, and that's my workout right now. I don't have to be in the gym anymore as much. So I'm definitely like on that side of it and the clean eating, and I love my waist trainer. Like the outfit I'm wearing right now, I would not feel comfortable in it if I didn't wear my waist trainer the last 2 days. Um, but I don't know about anything else. And I know Amani, is that her name? I know that if she's saying what she's saying, she's very open about the work that she's had done. But I will definitely say though, for only being on like one episode so fast, and I have met her husband,
Oh yeah, Matt.
when yeah, so I think I told you Shabooty, right? A couple
Yeah,
months
yeah.
ago. So I was working at Encontro at this time, and he came by and introduced himself, and he was very excited to say that he was on the show, and he had told me a little bit about it. And when the commercial aired, I did text him and say like, "Oh yeah, I saw the preview," and I was like, "Oh, that's your wife. Like she's gorgeous." I would definitely say it's a little weird to the way that that's coming out right now, um, when only being like on one episode and looking at like the check marks already. um, it that part's a little like alarming, so it makes me feel like the
Like
motives are
fame
kind of wrong
whores
there.
ish.
Yes, yeah, so then the clout chasing seems right, but again, I don't know them, but I also see where she's coming from, like, hey, if you've had this or this, just be honest about it, because you don't want to. My waist is actually very snatched right now from clean eating, going to the gym, and literally a lot of wearing my trainer, but I don't put in the time for squats or anything, so I've lost my booty. So that's all I can say about it, but I am definitely like, she just was excited to like show off her trainer and promote that and everything like that. And then I do understand like just kind of just being thrown under the rug that way. I'm like, damn, like she was really excited to like launch her product. So I can only imagine how Sophie feels to just have that happen. I also do, whether rumors or she knows stuff on Sophie or not, um, I don't think that Sophie's just gonna go and talk shit to people, because I've seen the DM things that have come up. You're not just gonna talk shit to someone randomly. Those people had to message Sophie and have been mean or rude. The other day, I had posted a picture on my story, and one girl DM'd me, and she was like, losing weight to cancer and chemo isn't something you should be proud of. And I didn't need to
Whoa.
respond, but I did.
Mm.
And I was like, first of all, I lost all the weight on my own, and I only lost 8 more pounds because I got sick. And then I said I was like, I run every day. I bet you I put more work in my body and eat healthy and go to the gym than most people who are just naturally healthy and don't have any type of sickness. She had said something back that, like, I didn't realize it was going to be a trigger. And I was like, I'm just educating you that you don't know me. Like, you
Mm.
had no right to message me like that. And she was like, well, and I was like, you were being a mean person. And she was like, with all due respect, you were mean back to me. And I was like, girl, you messaged me. She's like, well, you put yourself out there, like, you should expect it. And I was like, I literally told her, I was like, I can screenshot you right now, post you on my story. Or she was like, you put your life out there, you should expect this. And like, so she said something like pretty much as if like I deserved to be talked about. So I was like, okay, I'm going to screenshot your messages, tag your ass in it, and I'm going to tell you, people are way harsher on the internet. People are going to DM you. And she had a picture of her baby, and her husband. You can tell she was a new mom. I was like, do you think I have any right to look at your picture and criticize you? I was like, I can tag you in it, screenshot you, post it on my story, and you are going to get some nasty ass DMs. And they're not going to come after just you. They're going to come after your man and your child. I was like, so you telling me that I signed up to be criticized? You don't realize what you just signed up for by messaging me. So when I'm seeing people like saying like, oh, Sophie's like a mean girl, I don't know, but I also know she's probably not going to say mean things back if she's not being attacked like
Mm.
to her. I didn't need to respond back to that girl, but I did tell her, watch me fucking screenshot you and post you. You will be hated. um People are not nice online.
Yeah.
So I get where she's coming from. I get where Sophie's coming from. um I think more people just like want to know if surgery was involved or anything like that. And it's just the most stupidest thing. But I definitely do think that you can definitely tell she kind of wants a name out there already for her.
You mean the new
So,
chick?
yeah, but I don't know her. I
Mm.
don't know her. Again, I get where she's coming from, but it
Yeah.
just was really just unnecessary called for.
Well, I'm a soft touch, and I can say, for one, Amani, the new chick, follows me on Instagram, and then Sophie has me blocked on Instagram. So I'm gonna be Team Amani all day.
Yes, I know that.
And I'm sure
Well,
George has my back.
I mean, I did think that to pick a fight with another cast member so early in the season was a little out of pocket.
Hmm.
Like, you've only been on this show for like 11 seconds
Hmm.
and you've already started like picking fights with cast members. That was a little strange. Like, usually the cast members are very supportive of each other up till the tell all, and then they meet each other in person and then they realize like,
Hmm.
"Ooh, I don't even really like you."
Yeah.
But like, this is so early on
I thought it
for
was. I feel what you're saying, but I felt like it was a breath of honest, fresh air.
Yeah, so there is that. That's what I'm saying is like people want to speak. I want to know. I do. Was their work done or not? Because I don't want unrealistic standards, but I will definitely say, for my own perspective, I wear my trainer all the time, um, and my abs are coming in from clean eating, so it is very possible. And I haven't had any work done on me.
Mhm.
well, I tweeted out, I was like, I'm trying to figure out who looked at Sophie's body and thought that it was natural, because I don't know. I took one look at her and you can tell. And I think there was a really good point made, because when you get a BBL, they suck the fat out of your stomach and your waist and they put it in your ass. So for her to think, and the way that her ass is shaped and the way it looks, that's not the way asses look. If you let's flash back to the 90s when there was rap videos and girls shaking their ass. They didn't have any asses back then. They were shaking their waist, but there wasn't anything back there. These are these man created asses, these doctor created asses that these women are wearing now. There's not 1 ounce of it might be real going through anyone's mind because they're so misshapen, they're so big, they look so strange. And Sophie, for her to think that people were like, well, she just outed that I had a baby. Nobody outed it. We knew. Like everybody, you could take one look at her and tell that she's had work done. Right? Her body is not shaped the way a normal person's body would be shaped. People's bodies don't. You can't lose all the weight up here and then gain all the weight in your ass. That's not how fat works, right? Like, because if that was the case, women would have huge, real, natural tits. They would have only fat in their tits and their ass, and then have a tiny weight. You have to go to the doctor to look like that. So, I mean, I like you said, Shabooty, it's nice to see cast members actually being real, because there's a lot of fake niceness going on with the cast members, and nobody says what they really feel. But and also I want to get your opinion. Amani said that she was going to auction off her nurse's outfit, and she wasn't going to wash it.
Oh.
So I want to get your opinion on this, because Amani made it very clear that they were extremely rich, and they wanted for nothing. They've been living this luxurious, lavish lifestyle. She owns a tech company. So why are you auctioning off your nurse's outfit that you wore for like 14 seconds on the show, and you're not going to wash it? That's OnlyFans behavior, right?
That's Tiger Lily behavior.
That's Tiger Lily behavior. So, and I also, I did a little research, and my friend Gina also did some research, and the company that Amani owns, it's basically a bootleg Airbnb company where she rents luxury rentals like an Airbnb to people. But the one thing that stood out to me when I was on the website, how on Airbnb it could be like 2:15 a.m. and you can book an Airbnb. Her website didn't have anywhere where you could book anything or see any properties. You had to contact her. And I was like, that's really weird. Like Airbnb, can you imagine if you couldn't book anything, you had to actually call somebody on the phone to book something, and you couldn't see a property beforehand? Like, it was really weird. So I think rich person owns a company. I don't know how true that is. And I'm beginning to think the house that they were filming in was probably a rental. I have my doubts, because Tiger Lily has made it really difficult for me to believe anything anyone says now. Like, I can't take it as a grain of salt now. I have to look for holes in the story. And I'm beginning to think, like, if you're selling clothes off of your back, I'm going to go ahead and say you're not a multimillionaire. Multimillionaires, and they don't really sell clothes off their back. They'll auction it off for charity. She didn't say it was for charity. She just said she was going to auction it off.
Well, one of my questions to pose to you or whoever is like, so who do you think is richer, Amani or Tiger Lily?
See, that's really hard, because I think Tiger Lily is going to win only because she just recently bought a house in Texas that I saw paperwork. Like, I saw that she bought the house. And I like the Amani chick. She also says that she bought the house, but I haven't seen
Doesn't
anything.
the Amani chick drive a Range Rover?
Yeah, she drives a Range Rover, and but again, you can rent these cars.
True.
Like, a lot of people, they go on these shows and they want to have this persona or whatever, or like they want to portray. I saw it on Love After Lockup. I can't remember which person did it. They rented an Airbnb. They were driving this Mercedes. They looked all rich, and then they got arrested for fraud or tax evasion or something. And then we actually found out there was a story where they hadn't paid the rent in that rental property once, and they were getting evicted after 8 months of squatting in it. This big, beautiful house. So I never can just take it as it is. Like, and when rich people are rich, they don't really go out of their way to prove to you that they're rich. They just do rich people things, and it's evident to you that they're rich. Like, she said on the show, she was like, I rented this boat, this yacht, so we could go talk to my friends. And I was like, rich people don't say that. Rich people just go on the yacht. Like, they don't have to announce departures and arrivals doing rich people things. They just do rich people things. That, like, she doesn't follow the rules of a multimillionaire.
Okay, so let me
right?
ask you though, like, so is this a rich person move or a poor person move? Because Matt is like a stay-at-home dad. So is that a rich person move or is that a we need you to stay home because we can't afford like a daycare or something?
So I when I heard that he was a stay-at-home dad, I was a little shocked.
Mhm.
And she was the breadwinner or whatever you want to call it in the family. I was like, that's a different dynamic. And I'm not against Mr. Dads, I'm not, or Mrs. Moms, whatever you call them nowadays. But I think that, I don't know. I think if she's making the money she says she is, then it's probably good that he's staying home and raising the kids. But I'm gonna go back to real rich people. I know rich people in real life. They don't raise their own kids. They have a lady that lives there that cooks and cleans and takes their kids to school,
Mhm.
and she's not related to them. So, like, if you were really a millionaire, there would be a lady that lives in your house who cooks and cleans and does your laundry and
Mhm.
helps your kids with their homework and takes them to and from school. But you would be paying her, and she would live there. It wouldn't be you doing it for free.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying. I don't think that actual millionaires would go on 90 Day Fiance. I don't feel like they would sell their soul for $15,000. If you have $1,000,000, $15,000 doesn't seem like a lot of money to you,
Well,
right?
so okay, I feel like I have a pretty strong stance in the sense of like I feel Amani's richer, at least just the way she like carries herself, because like Tiger Lily is like I feel like Tiger Lily is almost a bigger grifter than Jasmine at this point. Like Tiger Lily is like the craziest grifter, and like Amani is calling out grifters, which is like Sophie, and I feel like Amani's very like she's very articulate and intelligent. And she comes across that way, so like I don't know, and yeah, she drives her Range Rover, whether it's leased or not, I don't know, but it's like she just comes across more like smarter versus like Tiger Lily, which I've never seen anyone grift like she does on social media. So it just comes across like ghetto. So I feel like Amani's like, she's more legit.
I don't know, man. I know the one thing I've learned is the guilty dog barks first. So I don't know. I could be wrong. Like, I hate to say this because we can't really judge a book by its cover. Like, there could be somebody that has so much money they don't know what to do with it, and you would never be able to tell the way that they carry themselves or they dress or act. I always felt like it's suspicious
Mhm.
when somebody is selling to me how rich they are,
Yeah.
because that's just rich. Or and also that's a new money thing versus an old money thing. A lot of people that have old money, they could care less if you know how much money they have. New money people, they need you to know how much money they have. They're going to tell you, they're going to show you their chain, they're going to do things to show that they have money because they didn't always have it.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure if they're just broke or they got new money, but I'm leaning towards broke.
True. Well,
I wouldn't,
maybe
if I had
the
$1,000,000, like, for real, if I had $1,000,000, I wouldn't go on a show that only paid $15,000.
yeah,
I wouldn't go online and get my ass destroyed for 15 grand. I just wouldn't do it.
true. Yeah, I guess the question to pose is not who's richer, but who is less broke.
Well, I think Tiger Lily is broke.
Yeah.
Like, she does brokey stuff. Like, when she was staying in that 1-bedroom hotel room
Mhm.
because she couldn't renew her lease, I was like, okay, girl, you broke. Like, because this is just an apartment. You, like, she's like, oh, I buy $30,000 watches, but you can't afford to renew your lease. She's like, well, I don't want to renew my lease because I'm going to be moving into my new house. She didn't move into that new house until over a year later. I was like, why didn't you just sign another 1-year lease? You got 2 kids. Where the hell are they sleeping, on the floor?
Mhm.
Like, that is brokey behavior. Like, first of all, and it wasn't even like a luxury suite or a penthouse. It was just a hotel room with a microwave and no sink, no kitchenette.
Mhm.
And I was just like, that's not rich. Like, there are people who remodel their main house
Mhm.
and they go stay in the penthouse while it's getting done, but that's not what she did. So yeah, I think Tiger Lily is broke, and she's selling the persona of being rich. You
Mhm.
fake it till you make it. I think she thought, I'm gonna do 90 Day Fiance, and then I'm become an influencer and a social media person and a reality TV person, and
I
then I'll
feel
be
like
rich.
a lot of girls are going that route for that reason. And I can even compare it to Selling Sunset. None of those bitches are living in no studio or anything like that. You can tell they have money. They don't have to show it.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. They don't have to bring up how much anything costs. It's just, when you're around a true rich person, it's an aura that they give.
Mhm.
You just know how rich they are. Because I hang around enough rich people to know, Like I've seen real Birkin bags. I've been on real yachts.
Mhm.
I've been picked up in real Bentleys. And they never advertise anything about money to nobody. They don't say anything. It's just what they do. Their actions
Mhm.
will show you. They're like, damn, they got way more money than I
Yeah,
do.
true. And then I know we've talked about this in the past, but another nugget that leans towards Tiger Lily being fake as fuck is like Tiger Lily has 775,000 followers on Instagram, but I doubt they're all real.
Well, when the show premiered, she had 701,000,
Mhm.
which makes no sense to me because she had no online or reality TV persona before the show. Like she had never been on reality TV before, right? I'd never heard of her doing anything that would warrant her having 700,000 followers. She wasn't even an Instagram like hoe or anything.
Mhm.
Like, because there are some Instagram hoes that are on there like posting their butts that do have like 500,000 or 600,000 followers, but she ain't one of those. No offense, but she ain't one of those. So I was like, there's no way that you are gonna sell to me that you had 700,000 followers
Mhm.
before you did the show. Like, get out of here. Like, that's the craziest thing. Like, I feel like she wanted to be famous so much that she purchased it. She purchased the persona that
Mhm.
she wanted and thought that people were going to fall for it, and we did not.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I think Amani and Tiger Lily are both obviously thirsty for fame, but I still feel Tiger Lily is even more thirsty than Amani in every level, whether it's fame or money or whatever. I feel like Tiger Lily is like over the top desperate for all that, more so than Amani.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think for Tiger Lily, it's a matter of life and poverty. She has to become famous because she has no other way to not be broke. I think Amani, if this doesn't work out for her, she probably makes enough money that she's not going to be broke.
Yeah.
I think Tiger Lily doesn't have that option.
Hmm.
It's you gotta be famous and make money this way, or you're gonna be broke. Because she don't have her ex-husband paying her no more. She don't have anything to fall on. She have no job. She doesn't have anything to fall back on. So yeah, I think for her it's fame or nothing.
Yeah, because she's built upon the foundation of her ex-husband's Amex card, basically.
Well, right, but now that she's married,
Hmm.
he doesn't have to pay not child support, he does, but spousal support is over. Once you get remarried,
Hmm.
you no longer have to pay spousal support to that person, which is funny. Why didn't she just keep dating Adnan and just save up a whole bunch of money, like date him for a couple of years,
Hmm.
and then just keep pocketing all that spousal support so at least you have a big lump sum of money, when y'all get married. But she wanted to marry him so quick. Now she ain't got no money. She living in hotel rooms.
Yeah, she try to have that spectacular 90 Day Fiance wedding episode.
It was a nice wedding. I'm gonna give her that. It was a nice wedding. It was very nice. I was impressed.
Mhm.
It looked very classy. But I think now that after that happened, she done ran up her credit cards and now she ain't got. She's trying to sell that. What was she
Handwriting
trying to sell
course
for
or some
seven?
bullshit.
Well, a handwriting course, and then some of her clothes off of the show for
Yeah,
$7,000.
I
Remember,
don't know
like
if it
she
was,
was trying to sell
it's
her
probably
clothes
like
too.
2 or 3 thousand. Yeah,
Oh, 34.50.
yeah.
You're right. It was like 34.50 for a kimono.
Mhm.
Wasn't a
Some shit.
kimono
Yeah.
that she wore to the tell-all, and it was not Versace, Gucci, Fendi. No, it was just some random ass kimono for 34.50.
Mhm.
So we should go on her website later and check and see if it's sold just for giggles, because I'm pretty sure it
Mhm.
didn't.
Oh, but I just thought of something funny to do, which is related. Which is
Okay.
related. Actually, I don't know if Liz would like it, but because like, what she worked at, like, what, Encontro or whatever is a restaurant.
Yes,
Yeah.
Because
Encantra.
Liz, one of our favorite things to do on the show now is to find businesses and then read like funny reviews. But usually the 1-star reviews are the funniest. But we probably don't want to shit on your restaurant.
I haven't worked there in a while,
True.
and I don't know how business is going there.
Yeah. Because
So it's not on me now.
the fun we it was a couple weeks ago where Matt, which is Jasmine's baby daddy, he was like a valet parker, parking attendant at this like strip club in Michigan called was it called again, George? The Landing Strip? Yeah.
The landing
Pun
strip.
intended. But
Yeah.
and then so we looked up like reviews of the landing strip, and they were the funniest. You should go back and listen to that episode. It was the funniest segment we've done in a while because the reviews were just hilarious. Of the-
Also, isn't it strange that people take time out of their lives to write strip club reviews on Yelp? Like that was crazy to me too. I was like, there are people who go home and like, you know what? I didn't have good service at this strip club. I'm gonna go write a Yelp review. Like, who does that?
It's like you're home with like blue balls ever a bad stripper experience, and you write a shitty 1-star
Right.
review.
And he's like, none of those strippers asked me to go to the champagne room. I'm gonna write a bad review, horrible review.
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta go back and listen to that episode, Liz.
Okay, you have to send it to me or tell me
Yeah.
which one it is.
I will. It was actually our like second highest rated like in terms of like listenership. It was our second highest rated listenership episode ever, aside from number one, which is the Lauren episode, which is the episode that kind of launched the podcast. So that was number two to the Lauren episode.
Yeah, it was huge. I was very shocked because I thought the Knives Out
Hmm.
episode was gonna be the highest
Yeah.
or the second highest, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was really shocked. So, and it's funny because the best episodes have the most spontaneous
Yeah.
stuff. We had no idea we were gonna read those reviews. This all happened live on the air, just like with that Darcy's daughter thing.
Hmm.
All that happened live on the air. We had no plans. It
Yeah.
just happened spontaneously. Those are the best
Yeah.
shows.
Oh, Liz, are you aware of the Darcy's daughter episode?
No.
Oh,
Oh, oh, it has been a while, Liz. It
I
has been a
don't,
while.
I think it's been maybe almost 2 months,
mhm.
or
Maybe, yeah.
Wow.
I think it's been a while. Yeah, ever since I got promoted at work, I don't have time anymore.
Hmm. Well,
Well, congratulations on your promotion, by the way.
Thanks. I make so much more money now. It's great. But I'm still broke, guys. I don't live a fabulous life. I pay my bills and I start over bi-weekly.
true. Yeah, I like. I saw the dog in your bed.
Yeah, so I'm actually dog sitting right now,
Hmm.
and poor baby, she just started her cycle. I was like, I've never had to deal
Aw.
with female dogs, and literally like the weekend I'm dog sitting her, but I'm very close to her. She has like picked me as like her auntie adopt person. This dog knows, it's like I love her to death, but she's not mine. Um, yeah, anytime I'm like sick, she knows she is by my side. But yeah, she started her cycle. I was like, what do I do? So she's amazing. She's great. I love her. Her name's Lucy.
Hmm.
Aw.
Yeah, I saw her in bed with you. You were like, this dog is like under my legs or some shit.
It makes sense since she started her cycle. I could not sleep last night. She was crying all night, poor baby. And all I can do is pull out my heated blanket and just wrap her in it. And she finally knocked out. I was like, and I didn't get off work till like 2:30 in the morning.
Mm,
And I
Oh,
got
wow.
no sleep. Yeah.
true. Should we tell Liz about the Darcy's daughter thing, or just move on?
Where
Well, let's do a quick recap. We're not going to harp on
Yeah.
it too much, but we got word that she was on OnlyFans, and a fan of the show was like, I don't know if this is public knowledge or not, but
Hmm.
she's all over OnlyFans. And I immediately was like, I don't think that's true. So I took to Google and I looked, and within like 14 seconds, it was true. And
We saw a chick with like a tattoo, but then we had to like corroborate it.
well, right. We saw a girl with a tattoo under her boob. And based on the picture, we couldn't tell like specifically if it was like half of her face. Like the one that we found. We actually found other ones later, but we were like, I'm not 100% sold. And so we had to investigate. So we had to go to her Instagram and we had to scroll down and find a picture where you could see, which was difficult because it was an under the boob tattoo. Not everybody walks around with their boobs hanging out. So we finally found a bikini photo and we matched the tattoo and it was her. And
Mhm.
it was very shocking though because I immediately thought this can't possibly be true. That this wouldn't be like, well, this can't be right because we know Darcy and Stacey are both on OnlyFans, but we know that they don't do anything vulgar. So the photos that we found were very 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 vulgar, um, and it's shocking, right, to say the
Mhm.
least. So it was crazy, and we did the episode, didn't think anything of it, and then the following few days that ensued was complete chaos. We heard from Darcy's daughter. She was hysterical. She started making threats to Shabooty and threatening legal and criminal charges. and saying how things, were going to escalate horribly if we didn't cooperate. And Shabooty then goes and says, I don't negotiate with terrorists, and then blocks her on Instagram. So yeah,
Shabooty.
Hey, it was the middle of the work day. I was busy.
yeah, he left me on red. So yeah, so she messaged. Okay, so she DMs me at like 5 a.m. Right, maybe 4 something in the morning, which is ironic because I was getting up
I
I
find
was
it
traveling.
hilarious how it's like a chain thread between you, like
Yeah,
podcasters or YouTubers, or I don't know what to call you guys. Like if one's not answering, it's like your man doesn't pick up the phone, so you call a friend. Where's he
yeah.
at?
George was the intermediary.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
for some reason I was the intermediary. I think it's because I've been friends of the family for years.
The
So
Silva
and
family, yes.
yeah, so I was just like, because she messaged me, and at first, I don't think that she had listened to the podcast because she messaged me at first, and she was like, "Hey, do you know who Shabooty is?" Like she didn't know I knew you, and I was like, "Obviously," and she's like, "'Cause there was this podcast or whatever, and I need him to take it down," and then she messaged me like the next day, and she's like, "Were you on it?" And I was like, "So did you not listen to it?" Because I was like, "Well, what do you want?" And then she was like, "Oh well, can you tell him to take it down?" And I was like, well, Shabooty's not really the type of person that you
Oh,
tell.
just wait, just so Liz understands, like when they say take it down, um, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what was my Instagram post though? Like what was in the
Oh,
Instagram? The Instagram post was just like
it
her.
was a TikTok photo of
Yeah, yeah.
her with the
The Instagram post was just like a screenshot from her TikTok that had nothing to do with OnlyFans. So it's not like I didn't post anything like OnlyFans related. I just literally posted a picture from her TikTok just to say that she had an OnlyFans. So it's not like I posted anything crazy.
and you didn't post the link either.
Yeah, I didn't post a link. And then when
You just said
and
that
then
it
people
existed.
in the comment section were giving her at handle of like to find her official OnlyFans, and I was actually hiding those comments because I didn't really want to. I was like, well, I'm not promoting her. That's not really my angle. So I was actually protecting her to not promote her, even though it was like her official Instagram. So anyway, yeah,
It was just a whole thing. It was
yeah, it was a
chaos.
whole drama. It was, yeah.
And yeah, but you should listen to the Knives Out episode if you have
Yeah,
time.
the rebuttal episode was called Knives Out, and then
If I ever join OnlyFans, I'm sending you two boys the link so you can put it out there so I can make money.
Oh, you will make so much money. She
I'm
said
gonna
that
be like, watch it, boys.
she
well,
said that it was complete chaos. She
mhm.
was like, everybody was subscribing, but that's the worst part about it was she said that people kept sending it to her mom and dad, and that was very disturbing because I was like, guys, that's not okay. Like, yes, she joined it. She's 20 years old. Don't send it to her mom and dad and her aunt. Like that was crazy. It was just complete chaos that ensued, and it was just hilarious though because Shabooty has proven that terrorist negotiation is not something that he will ever participate in, and as an American I have to respect that.
True, yeah. So we get very in a lot of messiness, but that's what makes an interesting podcast.
Yeah, we get our occasional threats, cease and desist, and letters of intent to sue. We
Well,
get
we
our
we we
shit.
never got an official letter, just the threat of a letter.
Yeah, no official letters. And I remember Memphis told me she
Here's
was
my
gonna send me.
official Instagram email, guys. Like my DM. Like, oh, all the threats and the DMs and stuff like that. Wait,
Mhm.
but you said terrorist, Shabooty?
Yes, he called her a terrorist.
Oh my
No, it was a
god.
joke, but I said I don't negotiate with terrorists. Yeah.
Well, she wanted him to take down the post and the audio, and
Mhm.
like, but it wasn't really a negotiation. She basically sent him a message and was like, "If you don't do it, I'm gonna sue you and ruin your life."
No,
So he was
I
basically saying, "I'm
don't
not gonna negotiate with someone who threatens me." Right?
know. Yeah.
It was hilarious though. It was a whole thing, and
Hmm.
and we read some OnlyFan captions as well, so that's kind of hilarious if you want to read into those as well. That was a good episode. I'm hoping that's going to be our number 3 highest episode because I listened to that one back like 3 times. It was funny all 3 times.
Yeah, everyone, if you missed it, go look for the Knives Out episode. It's easy to find because the artwork has a literal cup of tea with like knives sticking out of it. So That was a classic. Oh, and George, by the way, so well, for people listening, we usually have like topics that we like refer to while we're doing the podcast. And I haven't actually looked at the topics this once. That's how much we've been on fire.
Wait, you haven't been looking at them because we have covered some of
No,
them.
we've covered some of them naturally, but I haven't actually like literally looked at them like intently. Like I haven't pulled
Oh,
them up.
I mean, it has been flowing pretty well. It was a very eventful week, right?
Yeah,
This has been a very eventful week. Like, there's been a lot of
yeah.
craziness, a lot of
There's a lot of
tea,
drama.
and some of the drama, like we said earlier, was directed at you.
Yeah, again, I was
Yeah, like
targeted again.
how are these terrorists just coming after you, right? Like they're just coming after you left and right. It's like they're trying to like hijack you. It's like what is happening right now? Because okay, so there was a blogger,
Hmm.
right? We're not gonna say who it was, but they posted. Okay, let's start at the beginning because we were
Yeah.
just talking about the landing strip. So
Hmm.
there was we announced Matt's old job and where he worked and what his position was weeks ago.
Hmm.
And this blogger basically took that story and launched it as their story like a few days ago. It wasn't even that long ago. Like first of all, they were so late to the party that the bus had already left and the ship had already sank. But they
Hmm.
basically stole everything. Like even they even posted the review
Hmm.
on their post. So they literally stole everything from your post and
Yeah.
posted it as their own and
And
then
then they
put
put like exclusive, like a banner.
yeah, an exclusive banner with their handle on it. You know, like their what do you call those? Where you tag yourself on it. I can't remember what you put it. Your seal. They put their seal on it and stole
Hmm.
it. So all Shabooty said was it would be nice if people were gonna steal my information and might see that they would tag me. That's all you said.
Hmm.
And this person claps back and they start going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and basically called you a bully, said that you were posting offensive tweets. And I was like, why don't you just own up to the fact that you stole
Hmm.
the content? Like none of that is even real. That's not even true. Like you're deflecting from the fact
Yeah.
that you tried to pass off old tea that you stole from this podcast as your own and you got caught. That's what the
Yeah.
real issue is.
You know, yeah, I didn't really like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know. Were they? You tell me, because I didn't really analyze their post that deeply. But like, so they were like to clap back. What they're digging through my old tweets to try to like find offensive tweets or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but they were finding just memes
Yeah, like
and
live
saying that they
tweets.
were offensive.
Which is ridiculous because like when you're watching the live show and you're live tweeting, basically you're when you're watching the show live and you're live tweeting, you could and if I wish Captain Picard was here. Basically the point is like you're on the spot to try to be funny and you're like live tweeting on the spot as you're watching the show live and trying to basically come up with something funny on the fly. So that's what like a
Well,
live
yeah,
tweet
none of
is.
their posts made any sense. But
Yeah.
to give y'all a little context, this person used to follow me and they used to talk to me all the time. They would call me. I never called them, but like back in the day, if there was like things happening, tea going on, they would call me or text me. We would talk. We would corroborate sometimes with things. And then I'll tell y'all what happened. Like, well, this is what happened between me and this person. So I applied for an interview with a 90 Day Fiance cast member. And they also applied for an interview for their channel with a 90 Day Fiance cast member. They were denied. Their request was denied. My request was approved. So all of a sudden, I noticed that that person never followed me anymore, didn't talk to me anymore. So I can't find the page. They just blocked me.
Hmm.
Like no explanation, no like, hey, you know, that's messed up that you did the interview and I couldn't do it. Well, I didn't even know that it got denied until the cast member told me. They were like, oh yeah, I had this many people that requested and my management said yes to you and this person and no to this person. And then I put the pieces to the puzzle together. And I was like, holy crap, they blocked me because TLC said I can do the interview and TLC said they couldn't. And I was like, so what does it have to do with me? I thought we were actually cool. Like this person used to call me, we used to communicate, we used to message each other. So this is the type of the mess that the blogger world is like. It's like there are people that pretend to be cool with you until you become too big for your own pants and they feel like your name has respect on it. So now they can't talk to you, they can't like you, be they can't be your friend anymore because they don't like the idea of you doing something that they can't.
Yeah, the blogger world is very much like high school and shit.
It's so high school. It's crazy. And it's like when nobody knew who I was and nobody cared that I had a podcast, all the bloggers were all my best friends. They all wanted to talk to me. We all had group chats. We all were friends. And then as soon as I started doing things that they weren't, all the bloggers started blocking me one by one. And I was just like, well, why can't you support me? I supported you. And it's like, they'll support you as long as you're not doing anything bigger than that they're doing. If you get too big for what they think that the boxes that they allow you to fit into, if you don't fit into that box anymore, then they don't want to be around you anymore. And I think it's just so high school. That's why it's like I have no real relationship with many other bloggers anymore. Like it's funny because a lot of people are like, it's weird that you and Shabooty get along because in the blogger world, you two by design should hate each other. And it's true because you're super successful. I was pretty successful in my own right. So in the blogger world, we're not even supposed to get along. And I think that actually pisses some of them off too.
Oh, and people don't real so people need to realize like so there's the 90 Day Fiance Superfans Twitter community which has over 8,400 members. People need to realize, and again, when you started back then, I don't know how many years it was when I started the Twitter community. At that point, you're starting from scratch, aka zero. And
Yeah.
George was like, there was like, I know, obviously I joined. If I created it, then it was like one of my best friends that I know in real life joined, and then probably George was like the third or fourth person that joined. That's meaning like he joined a community that had two other people in it. So he was joining my Twitter community from the ground floor. It's not like George saw like a Twitter community, a 90 Day Fiance Twitter community on Twitter that had like thousands of members. And George was like, oh, this would be a cool community to join and maybe become like a moderator. No, George was there on the ground floor of the 90 Day Fiance Superfans Twitter community, literally like the third or fourth member. So, and it's one of those things where it's like I don't even like it's like we were friends on Twitter, but it's like it was kind of like kismet, which is fate. So George was there from the ground floor. So like he was there from day one. So yeah, it wasn't like a thing where George saw like success and said, "Hey, I'm gonna like glom on to success." George was there from the ground floor. Is my point? Yeah.
Well, yeah, we were in there together. It was I remember our first big person to join was Aubrey O'Day. Remember?
Yeah.
It was like 10 people in the group and Aubrey O'Day joined. I was like, oh wow, we got Danity Kane in here. This is huge. It's like Danity Kane has entered the chat. Like we built that community like from the I remember I posted in there like 100 times a day. Like we built that community up and we've always supported each other. And I think that's what is different about us because I've always supported you. You've always supported me for years. Like I can't even pinpoint the year that we started retweeting each other. It's been years. So these bloggers where they're like, oh, well, if somebody was to DM me and say something like, oh, Shabooty was talking shit about you, I was like, well, that's not true. I was like, there's no way that you're going to be able to convince me that because we've been supporting each other for so long. We would never fall for these childish high school games that these other bloggers fall for.
No, yeah, like I know a lot of our haters would love if we weren't as tight as we were.
Yeah, I think the fact that we don't dislike each other irritates the bloggers because they all make you if you're another blogger, you have to be the enemy of other bloggers. And I
Mhm,
think that we went against the mold and I think that really bothers people because
mhm,
the way the world works, no two bloggers can get along. You always have to be competing with each other. And we don't compete with each other. We work together on everything and we corroborate on things. I have my own stuff, you have your own stuff, but we still work together. And I think that irritates them because, we're stronger as a unit than we are individually, and I think if they would think like that, they could be way more successful, but they're too immature and stupid to understand that.
mhm. But I'm like I'm internally laughing because like Gina, your friend Gina.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gina.
so it's like you're making great valid points, but I'm like laughing inside because she's sending me in contra 1-star reviews as you're speaking.
Wait, did she find the reviews already?
Yeah, so I
So
could.
I said to her the other day, I was like, we're gonna have to make you one of the producers for the
She's like
podcast.
you got to make her a moderator or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's so quick to the punch. Like
Mhm,
I'll talk about something on my podcast, and by the time I end the podcast, she already has DM'd me all of the information on the subject. Like I was like, we're gonna have to make Gina like a producer. You know how like Howard
mhm,
Stern had people that were working behind the scenes
yeah.
that would be working on things so he would have stuff before the commercial break was over. Gina's that person. She's so good at what she does. It's like insane. She's the one that found um Jasmine's,
Like
what do you call it?
wish
Baby
list.
shower registry.
Yeah.
She found the baby shower registry. She found Amina's Airbnb business.
Hmm.
She's so amazing at what she does. It's like it's insane how good you are.
Okay, so I definitely want to read the 1-star reviews. Obviously haven't read them in advance. I do want to make a quick comment, and this is directed towards Perry Mance. You
Oh
get
yeah,
the
I know who you're
reference,
talking
right?
about. I get the reference.
Okay, this is directed towards Perry Mance. I think she did like a subliminal note where it said, I think it was directed at me and it said, "You're not Howard Stern" or something. And I just want to say publicly, like, while I did grow up listening to Howard Stern, and I will say I was a Howard Stern super fan before I was a 90 Day super fan, I want to say I stopped listening to the show and I do not listen to Howard Stern show anymore. So this idea that I want to be Howard Stern is kind of silly if don't even listen to the show anymore. So, Perry Mance, why don't you go back into your fucking hole and nobody will touch George and I? Thank you.
That's funny because that person also blocked and turned on me.
Yeah.
It's like we have the same haters. It's like
Yeah.
we have the same haters. It's kind of crazy. But yeah,
Hmm.
go back to where you came from. We don't care about you around these parts.
Yeah.
And your raggedy. I love calling people raggedy. Yo, raggedy ass. Take your raggedy ass back to where you came from. We're not worried about you. We're
True.
not.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's go into some funny shit, which is the 1-star and contra reviews.
So, and guys, remember, this is the restaurant where Liz worked, where Big Ed frequented, where they met. So in Contro in San Diego, the one that Liz almost was a partner at, the one that was featured on the show. So we're gonna see how eating at Encontro really feels.
Okay. Yeah. And Liz left, so we could talk shit about her former
Oh
employer.
yeah, she's gone, so we don't have to worry about any offensive reviews.
Yeah. Okay. So here's I'm gonna start reading. This is by some guy named I can't even pronounce his name, so let's not even worry about it. Let's just call him Miss. There's some guy named Miss. He says, 1 star. This place is a scam. Extremely bad burgers for $19. Plus, they randomly added a surcharge without specifying the reason on the bill. When I asked the staff, she didn't know and made up an answer blaming it on inflation. The waiters here are out to scam. That particular street has a lot of great options, so please avoid this place.
Whoa! So, unexplained surcharge. I mean, I've heard of places charging a credit card surcharge. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know what that could be. Also, if you have a big ass party, they will add in like a $50 tip to your bill if you got a whole bunch of people there. So you got to be aware of that stuff.
Hmm. As long as they didn't name as long as they didn't say like Liz is a shitty waitress or something, that's cool.
Well, Liz wasn't ever no waitress, was she? I think she was a bartender and then a manager. So
I don't
she
know.
never would have been in that predicament. I don't think.
Okay, well here's another one. This is a 1-star review on Encontro by some guy named Sebastian 7 months ago. It says, I've been to Encontro a few times over the years. However, this last time was absolutely horrible. Service was poor, food was overpriced, and of very bad quality. I got the Cardiff crack and eggs, and it looked like an 8-year-old had plated it. The meat was so chewy, I had to spit out most of it. I asked the server for extra sauce, and she responded, quote, "You want more than you already got?" In the end quote. Honestly, I would rather eat store-bought noodles at home than coming back here. Total ripoff. Parentheses. And the drinks they offer margaritas and espresso martinis, but they don't serve liquor, so it was absolutely disgusting with whatever wine they had with them. Unless you like cheap beer and wine, go somewhere else. 1 star.
Jeez. I mean, okay. I guess I won't be eating no burgers at
Yeah.
Encantra. So she said an 8-year-old plated it. So
Yeah.
they just basically threw the shit on the plate and just was
Mhm.
like, here.
And
But
then and then if you ask for more sauce, they're gonna say, "You want more than you already got?"
that's crazy. I've never heard anybody refer to a sauce request that way. Like
Mhm.
that's straight out of a movie.
Mhm.
Like I've never heard anything crazy like that.
True. Okay, here's another 1-star review from Alex. It says, apparently I was charged for the wrong ticket. The waitress came back and said that I need to pay again for the proper ticket. She said that my card was refunded for the mistake, but I would take 1 to 3 days to reach my account again. The food doesn't cost much to make at all. You made the mistake. Why do I have to be the one to pay for it?
So they charged them for the wrong table,
Mhm.
and then they told them that you got to pay for the right table.
And then you got to wait like 3 days for your
And
refund.
then okay, all right. So yeah, this is ghetto. This is kind of ghetto. All right,
Mhm. Okay, do you want more?
let's do another one.
Okay, let's see. This is Ian. He said 1 star. Awesome food, great restaurant. Server was very nice, fast and helpful. Lunch was perfect. Love seeing Big Ed here. And I literally said, quote, this could be my new favorite lunch spot. End quote. And then when I got the bill, they told me they don't accept cash with no warning before I ate, making me feel completely embarrassed and awkward on my lunch date. I won't be coming back and I don't care for whatever excuse it is going for going cashless. Don't support restaurants or businesses like this that don't accept cash.
Oh, they don't take cash.
Yeah.
I mean, that should be posted everywhere if you because once you eat the food, then you gotta buy it. So yeah, that I agree with them. It should be posted like on the door. It should be
Hmm.
on the menu. It should be reminding you, hey, don't eat nothing if you don't got no credit card. I there's a bunch of places here in Orlando that are cashless because it's a touristy town. So like some of the theme parks are cashless. So they feel like it helps if a whole people
Hmm.
bunch of people are sick, they won't spread it as quickly or whatever. But I absolutely hate it. It's funny because I don't really carry cash, but the one time I tried to pay cash and they were like, "Oh, we're cashless," I'm like, "Oh, I hate you people."
But by the way, the people are saying the reviews are hilarious and laugh out loud. That place is ghetto. So I think we got to keep reading reviews. Okay.
It does sound ghetto. It
Okay,
does. I'm
let me
not
just
gonna
keep
lie.
going. Okay, so this is Dustin, 1 star review. It says, these people scammed us with a hidden fee. It's actually listed in tiny text of the bottom of the menu, hard to see. Anyways, expect to pay significantly higher than the prices listed on the menu. Okay, that was that one. Let me just keep going. Let me plow through these. Joe says, oh, wait. Oh, this is funny. This is actually a reference to our show. The quote, my friend Liz from 90 Day Fiance sent me here. This establishment is not good at all. Their fries are soggy and burnt, never coming back. So even Liz's friends hate this place.
So, jeez.
Okay, let's see. Christopher says weird 1 star. Weird meats, dirty, gritty muscles, food poison, unoriginal menu, and the biggest 3-inch roach I've ever seen. Better off at McDonald's.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
That
whoa!
was classic. I think that's my favorite one. That was like
A
a
three
haiku.
inch roach.
Oh, like, let me read that one again. That was like a haiku. Weird meats, dirty, gritty muscles, food poison, unoriginal menu, and the biggest 3-inch roach I've ever seen. Better off at McDonald's.
Good God. I mean, I feel like the food poisoning was the worst thing there, but he didn't list it at the last.
Mm,
So I felt
mm,
like he thought the roach was worse than the food poison. So I don't, I
mm,
feel like the food poisoning is worse, right? Because the roach wasn't necessarily in your mouth. But
mm,
okay, okay.
mm,
I'm not eating there either way. I
mm.
totally get it.
And the people are saying this is too funny, so we got to keep going. Kodak says, what's up with your employees giving the finger to the MTS truck in the middle of the street in their establishment's uniform? What disgusting employees you have. End
So wait,
quote. I
what
don't, the
kind of
question is,
truck?
I don't know what the MTS truck is. Any of our listeners, what's an MTS truck?
Yeah, what's an MTS truck?
Oh,
So the Encounter employees are flipping off this truck
yeah, let me,
in the
let me, let me
street.
Google it real quick.
I'm curious. Like, is it a street sweeper truck or
Let's see.
a garbage
Oh,
truck? Like,
Martin, I don't know. It's Martin Transportation Systems, MTS Trucking Company.
I
I
don't
guess
know.
it's just a truck or some shit.
That's a random truck that he drives. But it's funny that the cast or the staff are flipping him off as he
Mm.
drives by. I mean, maybe he didn't respect the crosswalk. That
Mm,
could be right. You almost ran them over. They are going to flip you off, right?
yeah. Okay, let's see. This one is 2 star review, so we're going up in star ratings.
Oh, it's
Oh,
getting better.
yeah, but it starts with what the fuck? It says,
Oh,
what the fuck? Why would any customer want to open up their meal to stickers of Big Ed's face? If you don't know who he is, then this would be an even more oh, if you don't know who he is, then this would be even more disturbing. In Contra, really? I thought you were classier than throwing some Z-list celebrity's face around as your claim to fame. Just because a waitress dated him, don't stoop this low. Plus, who the fuck makes stickers of themselves? Thanks for making me lose my. Thanks for making me lose my appetite. He's such a creep.
So they put stickers of Big Head and Big Head, Big Head in the menu. So when you open the menu, you see a sticker of Big Ed. That's a hell of a marketing strategy, I'm gonna say. That's crazy. The idea that you want Big Ed to be the face of your restaurant, that's a hell of a marketing strategy.
Tamara wrote that. Tamara, I love you. And then yeah, she posted I could show you the do y'all want to see the photos that she posted?
Yeah, can we see the photo of the menu? I
Well,
kind of
it
want to
wasn't.
see it.
Here's the weird part. It wasn't necessarily the menu, but they slapped the Big Ed stickers on the takeout container. But I could post the photo.
Oh, so it's on the takeout container box?
Yeah, hold on. I'll post. Do you want to post a photo real quick?
Yeah, post it in the room though,
Oh well. Okay, hold on. I'll post it. Hold on.
so everyone can see. I don't understand why, huh? They would put Big Ed stickers on people's food. That's. See, now I wish Liz was in here because I have questions. Like,
Okay, I posted it into the space. Do you see it?
uh,
It's in the space, like in the main featured tweet.
I don't see it.
You don't see it? It's in you know how we could do the new feature where it shows up in like this the main space.
Yeah, it's usually like right here.
Okay, I could tweet you. Hold on.
I told you my phone doesn't seem to like
Okay, well I just
update.
added at signed you
All right,
and I put it into the chat.
all right. Oh, oh, I see it. Oh, they're not stuck to it. They're just on top of it, like they're giving it to you.
Either way, that person lost their appetite.
Well, yeah, I don't want to see Big Ed when I'm trying to eat. That's I agree with you. Like,
Mhm.
no. Oh, now it's in the space. Now it's there.
Okay.
Yeah, my phone doesn't seem to update as quick as yours.
hmm Okay, the next review, 2 stars from Joe. Somebody comment says this shit works better than Ozempic. Jenny said that.
Oh, yeah. If you really want to look at food and be disgusted, you're right.
Mm. Okay,
That definitely works.
Joe says 2 star review. The waiter brought me the wrong beer twice. No big deal, but he insisted I wouldn't read. Oh, no, sorry. No big deal, but he insisted I couldn't read the menu. I never did get the beer I asked for and pointed at. So don't expect the beer you want. Next review, real quick. Sorry, I can't support a business that glamorizes a D-list celebrity with a history of ill treatment towards women. That's Big Ed, obviously. Okay, that was the
So,
last one, actually.
so I think Big Ed is the demise of this restaurant. Actually, I think people aren't eating there because he used to be the face of it. I think he actually destroyed that restaurant.
Yeah, so thank you, Gina, for being our mod-esque co-producer.
Yeah, Gina, you're amazing. You're the best. You the best.
True. All right, let me actually pull up our topics list for the first time because I have yet to actually literally pull up our topics list all night.
We're like halfway through it, by the way,
Yeah.
because like you haven't been following it, but we've covered like at least
Mhm.
half of
Yeah,
it, if
we've
not.
naturally been going through it without having to literally meticulously go through it.
On my podcast, I used to have 5 pages of notes, like when
hmm
I first started, and now when I do a podcast, I just hit record and I have nothing in front of me. It's all on the top of my head. It's funny because when I first started doing podcasts, if I didn't have like at least 5 pages of notes, I wouldn't start recording. Now
hmm
I just go sit in there and hit record and just start talking, and whatever happens happens.
hmm Okay, this is not like necessarily hot tea, but it's more of like if you're a hardcore super fan, you would find it interesting. I know people were curious because apparently, so Matt was a valet parker attendant at the last, what's it called, the landing strip, And the people were curious if Landing Strip was the place where Gino filmed his like bachelor party. And I want to go on record and say no, Landing Strip was not where Gino filmed the bachelor party.
That would have been really interesting though, because that
Mm,
would have meant that Gino had met Matt before,
mm,
because he probably would have had to valet park when he got there. But yeah, it wasn't the same place. That would have made a really interesting story though if it was.
mhm. Yeah, so super fans. Yeah, Gino was not a Landing Strip, but I do need to ask him if he's ever been there before because I'm sure the answer would probably be yes, right?
Well, yeah, that was my next question. How many strip clubs does Canton, Michigan have?
Mm,
You know, like how big is this town that there's like 18 strip clubs? You would assume there's like one or two strip clubs in the whole town. So he couldn't have avoided it this whole time. Well, I don't
mm,
want to say that. I don't want to say that Gino just goes to random strip clubs. I don't know that. But it would be difficult to avoid the only two strip clubs in your whole city, right?
hmm. Okay, and this is more of like a comment from me, but like I know like Lauren is in I know we talked about this for a second, but like I know Lauren is in the Philippines and he's doing videos and lives. But I feel like for me, I saw the videos of him where he's in the Philippines. But for me, like it's kind of wearing off. Like I kind of like find myself not giving a fuck that he's in the Philippines. Do you still care?
I think we talked about it last week. I told you, I feel like Lauren he's being tame.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the same Lauren that the crazy Lauren that we fell in love with. He's not the same person.
Mm,
Like he's starting to be more hinged,
yeah,
and I don't think people care for a hinged Lauren. We want Lauren. We want the Lauren that we got in the
yeah.
beginning of the season.
We want
So yeah,
Lauren. We want Lauren shoving shit either up his ass or like hot shit down his throat or doing weird shit. Right? We don't want him just like sitting at it.
if he's gonna be a normal, like, tame individual with common sense, then I don't think he's gonna last very long. Like we the Lauren that we got, and gonorrhea boy on his shirt, like the Lauren that we got, he's literally, I was on his live and I left. It was just boring. He's
Mhm.
acting like he has sense now, and that's not entertaining for me. I'm sorry. I like
Yeah,
the other Lauren better.
yeah. I'm gonna go on record and say I'm finding him boring. Like his T, quote unquote T, Lauren T to me right now is kind of boring because like I don't really care that you good for you. You're hanging out in like in Faith's like apartment while she's working. Like who gives a fuck?
Wait, but also, did you see that he posted a picture with some random Filipino chick?
Yeah, but I think that was probably like some like I feel like that was probably just a smoke screen or something
Oh,
for
okay, because
attention.
I was trying to understand where that was going, because I was like, you're over there to see Faith. Who is this chick?
Hmm. Okay, now I know there was like some rumors floating around. So there's like I'm not and when I repeat these, I'm not saying this is like Shabooty tea. I'm just saying like these are floaters rumors that are floating around. So there's rumors floating around that like Matt and Jasmine were obviously there's the DV rumors, but there's just general rumors that they broke up. But then George made a good point when I brought it up to him, and he was saying like Jasmine's the breadwinner. Well, so the rumors were also like Matt kicked Jasmine out of his home, and so she didn't have a place to stay, and then Matt got her a place to stay. But then George was saying like, well, Jasmine's the breadwinner, so the power dynamic, especially financially, the power wouldn't be in Matt's corner, it would be in Jasmine's corner. So the idea of Matt kicking out Jasmine is ridiculous if Jasmine's the one making
Yeah,
all the money.
yeah. When I saw it, I was like, I can't get on board with this, because it was like, oh well, Matt got sick of her. They fight all the time. He kicked her out. He doesn't want to house her anymore. And I
Hmm.
was like, how do you house someone who makes $60,000 a month and you park cars for $7?
Hmm.
I was like, that it just doesn't make sense. If anything, she's housing you.
Hmm.
Like, so yeah, I couldn't get on board with that. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't fight all the time, or they don't kick each other out of the house, or she doesn't kick him out. I'm not saying that. But the fact that he's in control of where she lives, that I'm not buying that. I'm sorry. That tea doesn't add up to me. If it doesn't make sense, it's not true.
Hmm.
It's got to make some type of sense.
Yeah, we're on the same page. But like, but what do you like? I know she keeps posting photos of like like lovey-dovey like pregnancy photos of them together. But I feel like when you go over the top, when couple this doesn't even have to necessarily apply to Jasmine or like reality TV people. So this also applies to just regular Joe schmoes. But like when regular Joe Schmoes go way over the top with like lovey-dovey photos of like pregnancy photos, they're all together and there's a dog in the photo and it's so cute and pretty and everyone getting along so well and she's pregnant and these are professional photos and like they post a million photos together all in love. Those people, to me, that's like a red flag. Like when you're going so hard of like how in love you are, that's like almost like a red flag of like you're trying so hard to put out there of how in love you are. A lot of times that means like behind the scenes there's a lot of like it's kind of shaky behind the scenes because you're trying to make up for the shakiness with all these like public facing lovey photos. So do you agree with that take? And I'm just speaking in general terms of, and that applies to regular people.
Yeah, I think that posting a lot of photos where y'all look like everything looks amazing right after, the news that we've heard about that relationship, it's very well, let's throw people off the scent, everything it's good, don't listen to everything you hear type situation. Yeah, I think it's questionable when people have to prove to you that they're in love,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't need anyone's approval or acceptance that y'all are in love. If you're in love, you're just in love. So if you got to prove it to everybody in photos and cute tweets and cute reels and TikToks, then y'all might not be in love. Like you don't. If you think that people don't believe it, then what are you doing wrong?
Yeah, and like, and so they have like a whole, as far as what I know is like they have a whole season already filmed in the can, so there's a lot riding on them, like, meaning like,
Yes.
yeah, so there's a lot riding on, they have to present a public facing image of them like in love and in together because there's a whole season that's already filmed that needs to air of them, of their romance blooming. So the idea of that romance falling apart ruins what's already filmed. And TLC already has a horrible enough time keeping the show relevant to what's happening in real time versus what was filmed like 6 months ago or whatever.
Yeah, they my suggestion for them would be a faster turnaround time.
Hmm.
Like they make people wait too long for the shows. Like they filmed The Last Resort almost a year ago, and then The Last Resort House was filmed like 5 or 6 months ago. And we're waiting on these shows to come, and then so much happens in between. If they had a better turnaround time of getting these shows on the air, they wouldn't have to do so much damage control,
Hmm.
and there wouldn't be so much time lapse in between where information gets leaked and it gets ruined. I think that waiting up to a year to air a show, you're just asking for all types of trouble. We're too advanced. It's 2025.
Hmm.
People are there's all these social media apps. People can literally go live and show you what they're doing in real time. Like you're asking for it if you think that somebody, for instance, I always bring up Emily because remember Emily got pregnant on the show with Coben. Then she was actually pregnant with Scarlett when she got to the tell-all, but we didn't even know about Coben yet, and they expected all of this to stay a secret. And it's like, how do you figure that a woman can hide a whole pregnancy? Like, it's not possible. The only person that I know who actually did that was one of those who hid a whole pregnancy. Wasn't it a Kardashian girl hid a whole pregnancy from us? I can't
Hmm.
remember who it was now, but she was pregnant and we didn't find out she was pregnant until, or maybe it was Justin Bieber's wife.
Hmm.
I don't remember. Somebody successfully hid a pregnancy for like 7 months. I can't remember who it was now. I'm not good at pop culture when it comes to that. But it's almost impossible unless you don't leave the house and you order Instacart for the rest of your pregnancy. It's not going to happen. Somebody's going to recognize you and they're going to see this. Exactly what happened with Jasmine. Jasmine decided to take Coco for a walk. Somebody saw her and she was pregnant. And then
Hmm.
boom, the whole thing blew up in their face.
What that story was, now I think that story was like there it was a husband and a wife and they saw Jasmine and Matt walking Coco in Florida. And then the funny part of that story was one of those fans that saw them, like one of them accidentally stepped in the dog shit, right?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember
Which
that.
was so
And
random, but it had to be true because why would you make that up?
well, yeah, why would you make it up? And it was random too because she was said they were walking and they walked past
Mm,
and she was like, "That's Jasmine from 90 Day Fiance," and her husband was like, "No, it's not." And then
mm,
they walked by again
mm,
and he was like, "If it's her, say something."
mm,
And she was like, "Jasmine," and she was like, she looked at her with the most confused look in the world, like, how do you know it's me? Or
mm,
or more so like, oh no, you see that I'm with somebody that isn't Gino, probably.
mm,
So yeah, the whole thing was just insane. But it's like how do people just assume that you're gonna quarantine in your basement until the next
Mm.
show comes out? You know, like that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like people are gonna live their lives. We're gonna know what's going on. So if you could increase or decrease the turnaround time, like if the show, if you filmed it in March, it needs to be airing in June. Like there does not need to be a 9-10 month window in there for us to figure stuff out, because people like us, we're gonna figure it out. So you gotta counteract what we can find out on our own.
Yeah, like I think this is a goal for the show. Like if we can grow the podcast enough, I want to challenge one of our listeners that has like deep pockets. It will be a $55 thing, but I would love for one of our listeners, as a favor to the show, to attempt to try to get like a cameo from Jasmine, where it says like, "I love Shabooty and his podcast, and he's so hilarious, and y'all need to check out Shabooty and 90 Day Fiance Fridays. This is Jasmine, and Shabooty's my favorite blogger." And like, I would love for someone to attempt to order that kind of cameo and see if she would do it.
I feel like well, I don't know. Now that I know she's number 8 in the world in
Yeah.
Cameo, I feel like she might cancel it.
She might be rich enough now where she'd be like,
Yeah,
"Fuck
she
that
might
shit."
be like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Because
she wouldn't do it.
she'd be like, "Yeah, he would make that the intro to his podcast."
Well, yeah, absolutely. We would play it at the beginning of every show. And then I feel like we could probably get Sophie to do it, though. Sophie's still in like the desperate chick stage. We could get her to be like, "Hi, this is Sophie, and you're listening to Shabooty on 99 Fiance Fridays, and you can buy my waist trainer." Like I feel like she would do it though. Like she's not at that stage where she's canceling cameos. I don't feel like she's there yet.
Yeah, I think Sophie would probably do it.
And you know, she's a huge hater of the show, guys. She absolutely hates the show. She hates me. She hates Shabooty. Wait, but she didn't block Coco. Coco is still safe, right? I think Coco is safe from Scott and Sophie, right? Yeah. I think yeah. So Coco is like the least hated of the show. Like everyone likes Coco.
Yeah, everyone loves Coco and her accent and shit.
Yeah, they'll block us in a heartbeat, but they'll let Coco slide.
Yeah, and I know we had what was her name, like Prin or something. She has a British accent. We had her record the intro to one of her podcasts recently. So
Yeah, I love her accent. It's
yes,
amazing.
so if we have any like British listeners or like Australian or something with cool accents, if you're a fan of the podcast and you want to record like an intro for us, like I would love to hear your cool accents.
Yeah, we should do on Patron. We should have the Patron listeners, Patreon. I keep saying Patron. I must want to get drunk. Patreon listeners, all go on and leave voice note, audio, and then every week when we say their names, we can have them, like we can play the voice for the intro or the outro or whatever. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I think Gina. Well, I can't. Hold on. I think she messaged me. Let me check. It's hard to check. Something about.
Oh, Gina is Canadian.
Okay.
So she has like a cool accent.
Oh, Gina says, "Write me what you want for Jasmine and Sophie, and I will request it." So
Really? You're gonna pay that
you're gonna pay
though?
$55 to Jasmine?
That's a lot of money for Jasmine. I'm sorry. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like
But
I
okay,
would
so
pay like
do you think but she would
$15.
probably if she's well, yeah, she's making so much money that I think she can afford to cancel that one because it has my name in it.
Yeah, I think that she'll read because they get to read it first,
Hmm.
or you can send a video request and they'll watch your video, and then and if you don't want to do it, because I'm not gonna put anybody under the bus, but some of my friends who are on the show, they cancel requests depending on what they want them to say. Like for instance, if they want them to say something really mean about the person that they used to date on the show, sometimes they'll cancel the request because people repost that. Like even though it's supposed to be private, people will post their cameos publicly,
Yeah.
and then they'll be out there saying something they don't want people to hear them say. So I don't know. Jasmine is having a baby, and if people don't buy the $5,000 worth of baby shower stuff, like maybe she is hard up for the cash. Because one thing we know for sure is Matt's not going to be paying for shit. That's one thing we know for sure. I'm not saying that there's no strip clubs down here, but one thing is for sure, he's not going to be the main provider for this kid. That's not gonna be a thing.
And I think it's fair to say, based on her registry, it's that she's having a boy.
Well, I heard from Nikki Exotica's post that it was a girl,
No, but I
but
feel
based on you're right,
no.
based on the stuff on the registry, it's boy stuff.
I think Nikki Exotica was trying to be cute and throw off the sleuths like us. I when
Oh, okay, yeah, she's just trying to throw off people off saying. I mean, yeah, when I looked at the baby registry, I was like, huh, there's a lot of neutral and blue stuff
you
in
know
here.
no yeah. So Nikki Exotica was being a smart ass, which I could see through, and she's like, oh, something like my goddaughter. And then, but if you look at the actual Amazon registry, it's all boy shit. So yeah, Jasmine's having a boy. I'm gonna put the Shabooty T on that one.
You heard it first, and guys, don't worry. When he's born, we will do a birth announcement.
Mhm.
But whatever Jasmine names him, we are going to name the child what we want to name the child, and we're going to make a birth announcement when Jasmine's baby is born.
Mhm.
And like we did for the baby shower, we're gonna do the birth announcement. And I feel like we should make like birthday announcements for all the cast members whenever their birthday parties are, and make some random crazy stupid thing that they would never do just to be funny. I feel like that would be fun.
Yeah, make a cameo and says, Jasmine, please name your son Shabooty Jr. based on the fan requests.
Well, that's probably what we're gonna name him anyway,
Mhm.
regardless of what she names him. Like we can call him whatever we want, right?
Basically.
Like we're gonna call him that anyway.
No, did you see the meme I made where I said he's like an anchor baby and he was wearing an anchor?
I did. He
Okay.
is an anchor baby. It's the
Yeah.
only thing keeping Jasmine and Matt together at this point.
Mhm.
Y'all heard it first, though. I don't know. No, I don't know that though. I don't know. I feel like they might actually still like each other. It's still new,
Mhm.
but I don't see Jasmine and Matt being a long-term situation. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I don't see that. If anything, you're right. It's an anchor baby. It got her out of Gino's house.
Mhm.
That's all that's going on right there.
They got her out of Panama for good.
I don't think Jasmine is like wifey material,
Mhm.
right? Because like, look, she had a husband. She cheated on her husband with her current boyfriend, and I feel like at some point Matt's gonna get cheated on too, right? Because isn't that how
Mhm.
the circle goes?
Yeah, no,
Like
that's exactly how it works. Yes.
if you got the person by them cheating on someone to be with you, then eventually they're going to cheat on you with somebody else. That because
Yeah.
they're not loyal. Because a
Mhm.
loyal person would say, "Oh no, I'm married. We can't hook up until
Mhm.
I get divorced." She didn't say that. She was like, "You want to go all up in here? You can go all up in here. I ain't got no issue with it." So at some point, she's going to be pregnant by another dude who worked
Mhm.
at a different strip club, right? So
Mhm.
it's going to be a vicious cycle.
Yeah, maybe like the next person she cheats with instead of the valet, it'll be like the manager. She'll work her
Oh,
way
she'll
up.
be moving up in the world. Okay, Jasmine, move up in the world. I like that.
Hmm.
You don't have to get the guy who's in the parking lot chasing people down for $7.
Yeah.
You can get the guy in the manager's office counting the money. That would be a step up for her.
Hmm. True. All right, well, let me go through my topics again. Let's see what haven't we talked about? Let's see.
Oh, there's a video of Cara Leona's ex-husband or current
Mhm.
husband. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that yet.
Guillermo, yeah.
Guillermo, and he looked kind of cozy with this woman. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of speculation going around because I'm pretty sure we leaked it here first, right? That her and Guillermo broke up last summer.
Hmm.
So they separated last summer, but I'm getting word now that the divorce process is very, very, very far along. And some people are saying that this woman could possibly be a woman that he's dating.
Hmm.
I don't know that. I've looked into it and I have heard that Kara is dating someone else. So it could be very, very possible that this
Hmm.
is someone he's dating. But there are some people that said um Kara is following this woman.
Hmm.
So some people are arguing, they're like, well, why would she be following his new girlfriend? I was like, well, why would she not? Right? Because this woman is going to be around their son. So it could be that she's keeping tabs on who's going to be around her son. But a lot of people are saying they think this is completely blown out of proportion and this is not his new girlfriend. But I don't have any information in either direction to say if it is or isn't. So I'm
Hmm.
not 100% sure. But they were cozy in the photo, right? It was a close,
Yeah.
their faces were pretty close together. So I don't know.
Yeah, like yeah, I'm not sure, but it's like it's funny. Like this is one of those situations where like I don't have a hard feeling on it, but I will say it's like it's funny how like there are times where like I do have the hot tea, and then anytime I have the real hot tea, I get a lot of like pushback. A lot of times when you're right about something, you get like this weird pushback out of nowhere, where like people are very like angrily opposite of the real tea. And this one was an instance of, I'm not saying this is the case, but I'm just saying, and this was an instance of like, I posted the video and a lot of people were like very forcefully like, yeah, that's the cousin, that's the cousin, that's the cousin. Where it's like, okay, maybe it's a cousin, but it's like, why are you so angrily yelling at me that it's a cousin? Because a lot of times when you yell at
Like
me,
his cousin or her cousin?
I guess his cousin, but like,
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying. All I'm saying. I'm speaking kind of. I'm trying to speak more generally, but like anytime I do have the real hot tea, when I hear a lot of pushback on the tea, that means it's real. So, and you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not saying that's the case here, but like when I post that video and then I hear a lot of pushback, oh, this is the cousin, this is the cousin. A lot of times when you hear the pushback, that means like it's not the cousin. But I'm not saying that's the case here. But I'm just saying like a lot of times when the tea is hot and it's real, the pushback is actually a deflection of what's actually real versus like
Yeah.
but this one I'm not ready to put an official stamp on it yet. We're gonna have to dig. We're gonna have
Yeah.
to dig some more.
Yeah, there's no stamps or
I do know
approval on
I do
this.
know the quote unquote cousin lives in Pennsylvania, which is not far from Virginia. Well, it's far, but like it's drivable. So
Right. Right.
so yeah.
And we don't know specifically where Guillermo is living.
Hmm.
Because I heard that it's not with Kara. So I don't know. Like I'm not, and if when I heard cousin, I was like, well, if it's her cousin, that don't mean he's not banging her cousin. That's not his cousin. So I was like, I'm not fully sold on anything yet. So it's too soon to tell. But again, we're gonna be watching their demise of their marriage on Happily Ever After.
Mm.
So until that airs, they're not gonna give us anything. She's
Yeah,
not gonna say nothing. He's not gonna say nothing because their breakup was filmed on Happily Ever After.
I will say when I post the world exclusive. No, this actually doesn't really mean anything. But like when I posted the video, I did get a laugh emoji from Kara. Now I don't know what the laugh emoji means, but she was laughing at the video privately.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means either.
Uh,
That's I don't know which direction to go with
Yeah, I
that.
don't
She
know
could
what
be
that
laughing
means.
like right, that could be absurd, or that could be like, look what he had versus what he has now.
Yeah, it
Like
could be a laugh out loud. Ha, that's a new bitch, but she ain't as good as me.
right, exactly. Like that he calls it an upgrade, I call it a downgrade type laugh.
Mhm.
Because no offense to this lady or anything, but Kara's did you see the picture of her in the red? It looked like she was in like a video game character outfit. I posted it on my story.
Mhm.
She's looking good. Kara's
Yeah.
looking good. She never didn't look good, but she's looking really good. Because I was like, I don't know, this might be my new 90-day crush.
No, she's in my like top three probably.
She's hot, right?
Mhm.
Like, can you imagine Guillermo's married to her and he's like, I don't even want you. Like,
Mhm.
that's crazy to me. Like, I mean, I don't know what was going on in their relationship, but he was just like, well, I don't know that if that's the problem. It could have been she said to him, I don't want you. I don't know specifically who said what, but either way, like, you have a wife like that and you're just like, yeah, it's crazy to me.
Mhm. So yeah, there's that tea. But just continue listening to our show. I'm sure we'll figure it out sooner or not.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. He can't hide forever. If that is his girlfriend, they're gonna be seen somewhere, and we'll figure it out. He can't hide forever. You can't hide in your basement for months at a time. We're gonna see it.
Mm. True. All right, let's see what else we got. By the way, so when Jasmine dressed up in pearls, did you know there was were you aware there's an old school Kim Kardashian photo of the same vein?
What? No. Wait.
Wait,
There
okay,
is?
yeah, okay, but you saw the Jasmine pearls picture, right?
No. What
This
pearls
is like
picture?
a pregnancy photo of her dressed in like pearls, like a pearl necklace.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Okay,
Oh yeah, I
then
saw the pregnancy photo shoot. I saw all those.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you saw her in pearls. Now, but people were saying that was like reminiscent of the Kim Kardashian photo. But so have you seen the
Of
old?
her pregnancy
No, of
photo
the
shoot.
of there's a photo of like Kim Kardashian wearing like pearls. So people were saying
Oh.
like Jasmine was like imitating that photo.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past her.
So, but
Yeah, it was.
but have you seen the old Kim Kardashian video? I mean, photo.
Oh, I've seen the old Kim Kardashian video, but I think you mean the Kim Kardashian photo. I have not.
Of the
You
pearls.
know I've seen the Kim Kardashian video.
Oh, I mean, I know your pop culture.
I've seen that. I've seen that. But
Mhm.
no, I haven't seen her picture. I'm not like a huge Kim fan. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, I know that she's around, but I don't follow her and I don't really watch like her stuff or her shows or whatever.
Mhm.
But I respect her. She's hot and she's rich, and that's hot for me. But she's not interested in me. I'm not Kanye West, so I don't really follow her much.
True. Do you want me to post the pearls photo real quick or something?
Do you have like a side by side?
I would have to create it.
Well, no, just post one and then the other one. That's
Okay.
fine.
Well,
We
I
don't.
could post. Yeah, I could post both photos in the same new tweet or something if you like. Okay, give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna post. I'm gonna try to do it quickly. Post Jasmine's shit with uh with Kim Kardashian's thing on the fly. Sorry, y'all. Hang in there with us. And it's 1 a.m. Is by the way, check if like while I'm doing this, check if Lana's around.
Oh yeah, Lana. Um, she's not.
She could be listening on her like burner.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, because there's anonymous listeners.
Hmm.
So yeah, she might be in the anonymous listeners. There's the people that are listening with their accounts, and then there's people that are listening anonymously, but they don't give you a name. So there's some people in that list as well. So
Okay, I'm about.
possibly.
All right. Oh yeah, she said. Lana says, "Hello everyone. I'm here listening in anonymously. Anonymously, I didn't realize. Well, hold on. Let's see. I don't know if I should be putting her business out there, but uh, yeah,
Oh,
she has like
Gossip
she had like
Girl.
a funeral today. She says, but she just tweeted me. She says, "Yes, I'm
Oh.
here."
Oh, that was today. Okay. Well, I understand. A Gossip Girl, thank you. Kylie Jenner was the one that hid a pregnancy for like 7 months from us.
Mhm.
Thank you. I knew it was one of somebody in that family. I just couldn't remember which one it was. Yeah, she successfully hid her pregnancy for like 7.5 months. She's almost might be one of the only people in history to hide it for that long.
Okay, I just posted the Kim Kardashian Jasmine side by side in the chat.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check.
Or I could add you if you don't see it.
There's a lot of comments.
All right, I just added you under the photo.
All right. Let me. Okay, I see it. Okay. Oh yeah, this is definitely a recreation.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Is this like from her Playboy shoot?
Probably. Yeah, it is. I think I see a bunny in the
Yeah.
background.
Not that I was looking, guys. I don't know. I know y'all are gonna say like, "How did you know?" Not that I was looking, but I recognized it, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But yeah, this is definitely a recreation of that. Like, yeah, Jasmine doesn't look horrible in the pearls. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure this isn't the first time she had a pearl necklace.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
yeah, and if you don't
This
know
is
what that means, people, check my Instagram feed.
yeah, if you aren't sure what that term means, it's much more vulgar than you're thinking.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I guarantee you that's not the first time she got one on her knees. But we're gonna leave that at that. We're gonna leave it at that.
Let's see. And did you see the Angela photo I posted unfiltered?
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. I mean, Angela, I think a lot of people were aware
Hmm.
of what she looks like without the filters, because on the show she didn't have filters, and on the tell-alls and like I think people were aware of what was going on. I think most people are just really shocked at how aged she looks for her age,
Hmm.
because she's not that old.
Yeah.
She's in her 50s,
Hmm.
right? So a lot of people are just really shocked because the way that she looks in these unfiltered photos, she could pass for late 60s. So I think a lot of people are just like, holy crap, she looks so much older in real life,
Hmm.
based on, when you compare her age. But she smokes, and she lived a crazy life. She was on Mari a few times. She told her kids baby daddy he wasn't the daddy when it was. She had a lot going on, so it aged her. You don't live a crazy life and look young.
No, yeah, that's the best when like fans take take like a photo with Angela, and obviously it's like the fans' photo, it's not Angela's photo. So then when they send it to me, I'm like, oh shit, let's go, a non-filtered Angela photo. I feel like I'm sitting on gold.
Yeah, well, she's very specific about what she posts on her account. So, and even when she does a video, it's filtered, right?
Yeah,
So,
which is on like TikTok and shit.
yeah, it's like so unless you meet her in real life, you don't really get that real experience.
Hmm.
Like I've seen her before, so I know what's going on. But for people who hasn't seen her face to face, you're not gonna know what's going on, and you're probably gonna be a little surprised. Like when you meet somebody
Hmm.
and they're taller, and you're like, "You're taller than I thought you were." Are you sure? People meet her and they're like, "Ooh, you look older than I thought you were." Because the filter it creates a completely different person than who you are. Like you look like a completely different person.
True. Or should I read fan comments?
There's a lot of
There's
comments in
over
there.
100 comments, live
I
comments.
know, right? I was in there trying to find the photo and I was like, I'm still scrolling.
Mhm.
This is crazy. At her age, it's a geriatric high pregnancy. Ooh, we about to get into some good comments. All right, let's do comments. Let's do some comments.
Okay, yeah, we'll do comments and we'll end it. Yeah, we have 100. I don't think we've ever had 109 live comments, right? We
Yeah, I
never had
know, right?
triple digits comments.
We've had hundreds of comments, but a lot of them came in after the fact, like because the replay is posted. So
Mhm.
like we'll have like 50 or 60, and then the next day it might get up to 100, but not while we were still live.
Maybe the fact that we could feature the tweets we're talking about easier, it inspires more comments too.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Mhm.
that because that's kind of how the Patreon is. You can like have the live responses, live reactions. So now y'all can actually see what we're talking about as we're talking about it. So you can actually react to it.
True. Okay, let's go through some of the comments. Let's see. Let me go to. Well, I guess I'll start from the most recent. Let's see. Angela needs to put. Maybe you've already read these. Angela needs to put down the smokes and the drinks down. That's what Lana. Let's see. Um, name the baby. Should have been Geno's.
I like
First
that.
name shoulda, last name Bengino's.
Benjinos. I
Yeah,
like
that's an
that.
Italian last name, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely Italian. I kind of like it. I
Mhm.
like it.
True.
And then get him a little tiny hat.
Hmm. Oh, and then if somebody, this is in response to the Guillermo thing when somebody said, "What? They're not together?" Yeah, Guillermo and Cara are not together,
Oh yeah, since like
but they're going
last
to be
summer.
on like a new season soon, I think.
Yeah, so technically they're still together to everyone else.
Hmm.
And when the season starts, they're gonna be together, but then by the time it's over, they're not.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, somebody asked for the Patreon link.
Oh, we gotta put that down there. We gotta drop
I
that.
could put it down there. I could feature it into the chat.
Yeah, if y'all want to join that, we would appreciate it. We love that. Somebody said they miss Coco. I miss Coco too. Coco is
Yes,
good.
she bounced.
She had work. She actually told us ahead of time that she was either gonna be 2 hours early or 2 hours late, or somewhere something like that. So she had a lot going on. But from now on, she's off on Thursdays and Fridays. So this was just the one Friday she got stuck working.
Yeah, and it was cool that Liz popped in.
Yeah, we had Liz on tonight, and it's been 2 months. Can you believe 2 months with no Liz? That's like a dry spell, right?
Yeah, she was MIA.
That's crazy.
And just for the record, I didn't like. She joined on her own accord. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like bug her.
Oh, so that was just a random joining in. Riley was here early too, or
Yeah, Riley
earlier.
was
He was
here.
here
Yeah.
too.
So okay, just for our listeners, here's I posted the Patreon link. Um, and George and I will try to do some more Patreon exclusive episodes, but this week was very busy.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy.
Mhm. All right, let me see more comments. Let's see. Maybe Matt needs to start stripping since he's not a good valet. But he's a short guy. What if he's not well hung? It's like
All right, this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but did anybody think in the pregnancy photo shoot that Matt was looking kind of chubby?
I would have to go back and check, but
Like the video
Mhm.
when he was turned to the side and he was like behind Jasmine.
Mhm.
I don't know. He didn't look like the super ripped guy that we met a year ago on Instagram. He had like a dad bod,
Mhm.
or it could have just been an unflattering shirt. You know, like I
Mhm.
don't want to get like too judgmental because there are unflattering shirts and angles and stuff. He didn't look like the guy that was on the Instagram that we saw a year ago. So if y'all have that in front of you, go back and look and let me know if y'all think that he had a little dad gut going on.
Mhm. Do you like him with the beard or without the beard?
Oh, well, I think beards look awful on everyone, but I'm
Mhm.
not a woman also. Like most women love beards.
Mhm.
I think beards look awful on anyone. They just make you look older. And I don't know why anyone would want to look. I mean, maybe if you're 18 and you want to buy alcohol, you might want to look older. But I don't know why anybody would want to look older. So I've never rocked a beard in my life. I
Mhm.
don't like them. I don't think that they're flattering for me. But I know women argue with me all the time. They're like, they will lay any guy with a beard in a second. So, but for me, I think it makes him look rough in the face. But
Mhm.
again, women might feel differently.
True. Okay, Jenny Pineapple Girl says, unfortunately, we live in a society that if someone doesn't agree with our opinions, we get shitted on. It's awful. That's why I especially love Shabooty because he don't back down. Fire emoji, 100 emoji.
Yeah, you don't, and you definitely don't negotiate with terrorists. You definitely don't. There's no negotiation taking place.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what we were talking about before Liz left. I feel like we might have scared her away. I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
No,
She
she did
said
say
she was
she was waiting
texting.
for her homegirls to
Yeah,
leave.
she was texting her homegirls because she was getting ready to go. I think they just showed up, and
Yeah,
it was time for her to go.
I wanted her to record an audio drop before she left, but she left too abruptly.
Oh
Next
yeah, she
time, though.
hasn't done
I
one. Yeah, you're
know,
right.
but let's see. All right, let's see. I'm just reading through the comments. This says people don't get divorced overnight. They're often separated for a while before they divorce. Yeah, when you divorce, you have to be like separated for a year usually before it goes through. I think that's just my personal.
Oh, so
That's
maybe
the but
so calling Matt.
that last part was my interjection. Just for,
So maybe calling Matt a homewrecker isn't fair because they had to be separated for a year.
mm,
So I mean, you're married on paper, but clearly you're not married for that year. You're separated. So
mm,
like maybe calling Matt a homewrecker isn't necessarily fair because she was separated for Gino for a whole. I mean, maybe not a whole year. Like maybe she moved in with Matt a month or so after they
mm,
broke up, but she wasn't going. But I guess calling someone a homewrecker is saying that you went into somebody's happy relationship and took that person away. I don't think he actually did that.
mm. And oh, by the way, like I mean, this is probably like old news to you, but I feel like I've heard Jasmine and Matt were dating when they were filming the oh yeah, when they were filming the happily ever after tell all house. Jasmine and Matt were already dating.
Happily ever after
The
tell.
mansion house tell all house in Jersey.
Oh,
I,
I don't have an onset date for their
okay,
relationship.
well no, okay, then this is then I have then I'm saying it like I have it then I'm saying it as fact like I'm not saying
I
it as
mean,
I'm not no I'm saying like Jasmine and Matt were dating when when they were filming the Happily Ever After Tell All House. I'm saying Jasmine and Matt were dating I'm saying that as like a fact.
I I don't disagree. I mean, I told you I was in Disney and
Mhm.
Jasmine was in Disney. Yeah, I told you this story before. This was over a year ago, and she was in Disney. I was in Disney, and her old ex publicist was like, because I was like, "Hey, you're here. I'm here. I'm gonna find you. We're gonna meet up." And Jasmine was like, "Oh my god, I can't right now." And then I found out that she was in Disney with Matt,
Mm,
and this is well over a year ago. I don't remember exactly. It might have been January of 24.
mm,
I I was in one of the Disney parks. She was in one of the Disney parks, and she was posting, and I was posting, and we were like, "Oh, you're here too," and I was like, "I'm gonna come over there," because I was like, I'll just hop parks. I'll come over there. And she's like, no, 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 don't come over here. I'm gonna come back when I'm here with Nikki. We're gonna all hang out.
Mhm.
And I was like, huh, that's weird. She's avoiding me. So I know people here. So I texted somebody that I knew worked in the park she was in. And I was like, tell me if you see her. And they were like, oh, yeah, I see her. She's here with a blonde headed dude.
Yeah, that's definitely Matt. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was definitely Matt. So I didn't know who Matt was at that moment.
Hmm.
But yeah, so I don't think that you're wrong. They were
Yeah.
definitely messing around well over a year ago.
Hmm. Oh, and then because there's a lot of times where I think George has the same experience that I do, where it's like sometimes I have tea and I don't even realize it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes like you know shit, but you haven't like made a fancy Instagram post about it, so you're not really like because it's not really tea until you make an Instagram post about it, right? So some so sometimes you have tea you don't really know. So anyway, like it's a different topic, but like so on the last resort, one of the most recent episodes. Wasn't there when Sophie and Rob are fighting? Wasn't there like a screenshot of like Rob on the dating apps? Do you recall
Yes.
that? Now,
Yes.
so the T is apparently I heard was like because I feel like last resort made it seem like that's like a new screenshot or something that Sophie found. I don't know. You tell me? Did the last resort present the Rob on the dating app screenshot as like a new thing or what?
Well, Rob said that the screenshot was from a dating app that he set up
Mm-hmm.
almost a year prior when she told him to go and start sleeping with other people and she
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't hold it against him. And he said that he only went on the app a few times,
Mm-hmm.
but and then he got locked out of it. And he never deleted it. So he said it wasn't recent. Sophie said that he had just logged in while they were there, but she never proved that. She
Mm-hmm.
did. You know how you can go on a dating app and it'll say active today, active
Mm-hmm.
2 hours ago, active yesterday. She didn't show that. They didn't show that
Mm-hmm.
the last time he was active. She said that he was on it while they were physically at the resort. He said that he hadn't used it in almost a year. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Okay, no,
I don't.
okay, no, I know.
So
So
when was the last time he used it?
no, so it, yeah, I don't think well, here's the part I know is like, it wasn't that whole thing when they showed the screenshot, like, he had not used it recently, and it was just basically like, they had the screenshot, basically the producers had the screenshot, like, a long time ago, and it wasn't really utilized, and then they like rehashed it for the last resort. But it was almost like an old thing, and they just were like, yeah, like, I know we saw that screenshot like several months ago. Let's bring that shit up onto the show on Last Resort as like a thing to bring up a fight about. So it was basically like it was like an old nugget that the producers had in their back pocket, and then they reintroduced it onto Last Resort when it was really like an old thing. So it was
And that's
old.
kind of dirty, though. That's kind of dirty because they
Yeah.
made it seem like he was there texting other. I mean, he
Hmm.
probably him and Sophie weren't together. She said on the first
Hmm.
episode that they were basically there
Yeah.
as friends to see if they were going to work it out. So even if he was texting other girls while he was there, he's not in doing anything wrong.
Yeah, but
She
I think
said
that's why
they
like
weren't
Rob
together.
had the very like explosive reaction because basically this old thing got rehashed for the sake of the show and into his face, blew up in his face. But really, it was just like a old. Think of it as like if you're the producer, you just have this like nugget, just like, okay, where is which show? When do we want to? We have it in our back pocket. And then in the last resort, they're like, well, they probably were like, well, this is kind of going boring, so let's like make it spice it up. Have Sophie like reintroduce this like old ass screenshot from a year ago and to start a fight. So basically, that's what happened. Is what I'm telling you. Yeah, that's a
Interesting.
little Shabooty tea that I
It
haven't made
doesn't.
any posts about, but
It don't surprise me
yeah.
because most of this season they've been rehashing old shit like
Hmm.
Julia's ex-boyfriend from 4 or 5 years ago. Florian supposedly cheated on Stacy like 6 years ago. Everything is old news
Hmm.
that they're rehashing, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So that's some rehash shit. Anyway, just want to throw that out there. All right, let's go back to the comments section. Um, I don't know how long it'll take to go through 100 comments. But yeah, people like the reviews. They said the reviews of those restaurant was hilarious. Um, let's see. Let me try to go through these quicker so we're not here for an hour reading comments. Um, yeah, everyone says Kylie Jenner, you already mentioned it, was the one that was hiding the pregnancy. Um, Canton, Michigan is a 17-minute drive to the landing strip. I've already actually made that. I've already looked that up on Google Maps when I was doing
Oh,
my research back in the day, aka 2 weeks ago.
oh, so it's really close. I
We,
mean, and the landing strip is literally right across the street from the airport. Like
mhm,
there's a Rally's right there, and the landing strip is like right there. It's like
mhm,
it's literally across. Oh, I haven't been there by the way, but I flew out of Detroit a lot, in
mhm.
and out of Detroit a lot. So I remember all of. I know what street it's on and everything.
I'm gonna have to go, even though I know it's a shit. It's, if I'm ever in Detroit area or whatever, Canton area, I'll go. I have to go, even though I know it's probably a shithole.
Well, who goes to a strip club thinking they're gonna get like the best service? Like
Hmm.
that's the weirdest thing. Like the level of service you get is how much money you tip the girl,
Hmm.
right? Like I feel like that's the level of service you're gonna get. If you go in there with $50,
Hmm.
you're gonna get $50 worth of service, right? If
Hmm.
you go in there with $500, you're gonna get $500 worth of service. Like the
Hmm.
girls are not there to just dance on you because you're cute. They're there to make money.
Hmm. True. All right, let's see. That's so true, George. There's nothing natural about Sophie. Um, She Bells says we are Team Shabooty. Let's see. Um, Hannah says, I feel like if you're having relationship problems, you shouldn't be talking to a guy who likes you about your problems because then it opens it up. Yeah, opens up Jasmine's legs, you mean? Oh.
That brings it back to the age old question. There's no such thing as a guy best friend. He's
Mhm,
always trying to make a move on you.
mhm,
And Matt is proving that because she was like, oh, he's just a nice guy at the gym and he's supportive of me. He was trying to move in the second he met her. And
mhm,
he waited till he had an opportunity and he inserted himself literally.
mhm.
So yeah, it's 100%.
Basically, yeah, no, he was the like he was the emotional friend that turned into the
A baby daddy.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, emotional friend turns into baby dad.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times because people are like, no, that's just my friend, and it there. I'm not saying it's not possible. My best friend in the world is a woman. We've never done anything at all. But I'm not saying, but if the best
Mhm,
friend is like somebody that goes to the gym that takes care of them, like I'm not saying that you need an ugly best friend.
mhm,
But if the best friend is more attractive than the person that you're with, I would raise my eyebrow. I'll be like, "What you doing? You know, like what is that?" I'm not saying that your friend need to be ugly, but
mhm.
they don't need to be better looking than me. You know, like what are you doing with that person?
True. Oh, by the way, we just got a new Patreon subscriber, which is Gossip Girl, that's listening live. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gossip Girl. That's my girl. She messaged Tiffany to tell her that I would like to shoot my shot, but unfortunately, guys, I haven't heard back. Actually, I've talked to her today, but we were talking about something completely off,
Mhm.
not that topic. But so it's probably not gonna work. But I think I'm gonna shoot my shot with Cara, and we're gonna see how it goes.
True.
Next time she has a concert, I'm gonna hop my ass on down there
You know,
and
you
see
know
how
how
it goes.
I had an opportunity to like, because well, she was in like DC like three, like maybe 3 weeks ago or some shit, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
You didn't go?
Well, it was like first of all, okay, it was literally it was literally snowing. Like it was basically like snowfall outside. Like
If it was Liz, you would have went.
if it was Liz, probably.
Yeah, would have.
No,
It
no, no.
could
If
have
it
been
was
a
Liz, yeah, I
freaking
would have went.
blizzard.
But it was literally there was like when I say snow, like I don't mean it was snowing, just snowing. I mean like there's like it was sticking like like an inch of snow and it was nonstop.
An inch of
No,
snow
no, I
isn't
mean
even
like it just
that
started,
serious.
but it was gonna snow for like the next 10 hours or something.
Oh, okay. I mean, if it was Liz, that wouldn't have deterred you. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna say it. It wouldn't have deterred you. You would have went.
yeah. I mean, I would have figured out some way, but yeah, I didn't feel like going trekking into DC in the snow. But anyway, so I did fuck up because ideally it would be cool to get a picture with her, you know. But anyhow.
Well, yeah. Apparently, Vanja's doing a meet and greet on Sunday
Mm,
in somewhere in Orlando, but I'm not gonna be able to go because I was checking the times, and it's at 7 o'clock on Sunday, and I wouldn't be able to. It's not gonna work, so I'm not gonna be able to go. So.
okay, well, then you can't give me too much shit.
No, yeah, and if it was Tiffany, I would go. I'm just gonna
Hmm.
be real, but it's not. So it's just Vanja. So I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna rearrange my schedule for her. Sorry,
True.
I'm not gonna do it.
No, but then also like real quick, not to like harp on the same subject, but like I feel like if I would have went to the Kara thing, so again, it was like snowing. It was like on a Sunday, and then so I'm sure like the little small. I've been to the place she was at. It was like it's a small little venue. So she was at a small venue on a snowy Sunday. So this isn't like a knock at Kara, but I'm sure it was like empty because of the conditions, the weather conditions and shit. Not because of
See,
Kara.
I don't know. When I lived in Ohio,
Mhm.
I
No.
remember we had a
Mhm.
blizzard. It was like a blackout, not a blackout, a whiteout blizzard. You couldn't see the street, and no, nothing was. There was a Maren Morris
No,
concert
well,
at the.
No offense to Kara again, but Mary Morris is different than Kara.
Well, yeah, Maren Morris is a big ass star, but like, it was a sold out show, and like
Mhm.
90% of the people showed up because at that night there were people getting stuck,
Mhm.
like on the roads because there was so much snow trying to leave
Yeah.
because they went to the concert, but she wouldn't cancel because I was like, if she had any sense in her head, she would cancel, but she wouldn't. So
Mhm.
there were like people stuck on the freeway because they couldn't tell where if they were on the road or in the grass because it was all white. But
Yeah.
yeah, they showed up.
No, well, so the venue she was at wasn't even like a venue. It was just like a bar, basically, with like two floors. So it was basically like a bar with two floors. It wasn't even like a. It's not like it wasn't like a concert hall or a venue, like a music venue. It was literally just a bar. Um,
Oh.
yeah. So like no, but the point I was gonna make is like I know what the scene would be, which it would be empty as fuck on a snowy Sunday, and I would go there, and I mean, I guess it would just be like a little awkward in the sense of like she would almost be like forced. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she would like talking to me because we are friends, but like she'd almost be like forced to talk to me because there's like no one else there. So I'd be like, it would just be like me, her, and like a couple of people that work there, and that's it, pretty much. Which
Oh, I mean, I would go. I
yeah.
mean, I don't. I'm not bothered by that. I
Mhm.
remember back in the day when Lady Gaga first came out,
Mhm.
she did a show in Chicago at I don't remember the name of the venue now, but it was really small. And we went, and it was like the smallest venue. It was like like a restaurant with a stage. And then like after the show, there wasn't that many people there either. This was before she debuted Just Dance, and I think she debuted on a show called So You Think You Can Dance. She sang Just Dance, but this was like 6 months before her debut, so no one knew any of her music, and when there's barely nobody there. Then after the show, she did a signing and like a meet and greet for free, and nobody cared. So we just sat and talked to her for like 45 minutes because nobody was there.
Mhm.
So I was just like, oh, this is cool. And now, like, if you want to even stand near Lady Gaga, it's gonna cost you like 50 grand. So
Mhm.
I think it's funny how in the beginning and actually I got to meet Beyonce back in the day, back when they had Get on the Bus, the song Get on the Bus. They did a meet and greet in the mall and nobody showed up. And I got to meet her back then. So that was kind of
Mhm.
fun. So you got when nobody shows up, that's when you make your move.
Yeah, so I guess
I
I
told
fumbled then. Yeah.
you fumble. I told Beyonce that I loved her to her face
Hmm.
at the meet and greet, but I was also like 13, so I don't think she cared. But
Sure.
I did tell her I loved her.
Mhm. All right, let's see. Real quick too. I'm trying to remember when we like read the Kara captions on our OF.
Yes,
So
I
like
do remember
because
that.
at that point it was like public, right? Like I'm not saying the photos. I mean the captions were like public, right? Like anyone could just read the
Yeah,
captions.
everybody's captions are public,
Okay.
so you'll
Well, no,
see
no.
the post.
So they were public at that time, and no, so not everyone's captions are public. Cause
They're not.
no, cause like Kara's captions were public, but then actually, like I think today I went and looked, and like now her captions are like locked.
Oh,
So you have
so
to be like logged in and like even if it's like a free subscription, you have to be subscribed even if it's free to read the
oh,
captions.
I didn't know you could lock the captions because I used to
Yeah.
think I would see that their posts were locked.
Yeah,
Like
no,
you
no, yeah, but now I check. So I checked Kara's today, and the captions are locked too. For like,
was
if
it
you're not,
because of us? Was
probably
it
because
because of us?
yeah, if you're not logged in, you can't read the captions now.
Well, Coco can show us the captions though, because she get me logged in. Remember, she logged
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, Coco will be able to get us the captions. Like they can't outsmart us. We can
yeah,
still get the captions. Like, don't think that y'all can outsmart us.
yeah. So we ruined that for us. Anyway, okay, let me just try to finish these captions, comments. Oh, this is a question for Liz, but she's not here anymore. Liz, would you ever do any of the other 90-day shows in the future? You look great, and I'm so happy you're doing so well. So yeah, I can't go into specifics, but I know you may see Liz on some form of some kind of 90-day universe show in some way, shape, or form at some point in the future, but on some
She's
scale.
still she's still under contract, so they'll find
Yeah,
something for her to do. Yeah,
yeah,
your contract doesn't expire until 2 years after your last show. So yeah, she's still in
mhm,
contract. They'll find something for her to do.
yeah. Let's see. The reviews are hilarious. All poor doggy. Um, I don't know who this is about, but she needs to put down the pipe. The smoke. Oh, this is about Angela.
Yeah, that's about Angela.
She needs to put down the pipe. The smoke's the liquor. Um, let's see. Oh, the people who really like the comment. We got to do this more often. The reviews and shit.
Yeah, I told you the
Yeah,
reviews is a
that's
hit.
like a hit. Yeah,
Anytime
somebody's.
we're watching the show and
Mhm,
they go somewhere, we need to immediately write down the name
mhm.
of the place that they
You know,
went and go straight to the review.
what I got to find out for our next show is like I got to find out where Gino had the bachelor party.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to read the reviews to the actual strip club that he went to.
yeah.
So if
So
Gino can tell you, or how many
mhm.
strip clubs do you think Canton has? Like, I'm
I don't.
assuming they can't have a lot, right? It's not even
Yeah,
that big of a city.
yeah. I'm gonna try to find out. Well, from our hot sources. Um. Okay, Sherry says, haha, that's an angry customer. Laugh out loud. No, that one says, laughing my ass off. That place is ghetto. This is too funny. Um, and then this is about Jasmine. It's wicked that she had a baby, considering she only wanted some D.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. And
mm,
people act like they never heard of contraception. That's
mhm.
true. Like, what is she doing having babies when she got a couple babies already that she need to bring over here? That's true. That's true.
She probably got some condoms from the dollar store that she loves that were expired.
See, you don't go cheap on contraception.
Mm,
You can go cheap on lube, but not contraception, right? You gotta
mhm.
pay full price for that.
True. Let's see.
Oh, Gossip Girl says we should read reviews of Sophie's trainers. That
Yeah, I
would
know.
assume,
I know those just started going for sale, so we gotta wait.
yeah, that's assuming people bought them. So
Mm,
let's give it a few weeks. And
mm.
but wait, do internet stores like that or Instagram stores have Yelp reviews? Like, how does that work? Do they have that?
I'm not sure, but I do know I did. One of my followers did buy the trainer, and it's gonna be shipped soon. And then I asked them to like send me photos and show me what the label says because I want to know where it was manufactured. So
Wait,
I'm
and
already
how
on it.
much do they cost?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. Maybe like.
Okay, we're gonna have to look into that too because I have so many questions. I have
Mm,
like a million questions. So yeah, I want to see pictures of the actual trainer, and then like so then we can do a cost. Like we can do like an unboxing. Like we can do pictures. We can talk about where it was manufactured. Like we can do like an unboxing.
mm, true. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Apparently, Florian and Stacy don't follow each other on Instagram anymore. I don't think that really means anything.
I heard that Florian, she didn't wait. I heard that she followed Florian. Florian didn't follow her. So wait, did they unfollow each other now? Because I did see that, and then when I checked, Florian was still following her. She wasn't following him.
Hmm. That well,
So
Stacy, according to no, no, Gina said that, but I haven't checked personally.
you can't really believe a lot of stuff that happens with Darcy and Stacy. Because remember when Darcy said she was single, and
Hmm.
then she like a week later she was with Georgie. They're very calculated with their post. Like
Hmm.
her and Georgie kept saying they were broken up, and then they went and got married during the time they said they were broken up. So it's hard to follow along with them because you never know when they're or like a what do you call it when it's like a what's that word that I'm trying to say now? You don't know what's truth when it's coming from them. Like Darcy and Stacey are the hardest to get any truth out of.
Hmm. True. All right. I'm gonna see if any other comments. Chris says, I come to Shabooty for all the real tea. Somebody says, this is in regards to Jasmine. If you're not fucking me for 9 months, I'm gonna have a problem too.
I mean, yeah, she told them too. Like she did warn them. She didn't just go
Oh,
and
by
start
the way, was
banging
the word
other
you're
person.
looking for? Sorry, was the word you're looking for shtick?
Yes,
Oh my bad.
yes. I could for
Like
some reason.
shtick, like they're just doing the act or something.
Yes, a
Okay,
shtick.
my bad.
Like for some reason, I was saying it correctly in my head, but what came out of my mouth was not the correct
Right.
word, and I was like, it doesn't sound right.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, shtick. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, why am I not saying?
No,
In my head, it sounded completely accurate, but when it came out of my mouth, I was like, that don't
no,
sound
yeah,
right.
you said like a little slur. We didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, that's when it came out of my mouth. I was like, we got to edit that part out because I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be saying that. Because I was like, that's not what I heard in my head.
Yeah, true. Let's see. One thing we didn't read about. I feel like at this point it's so late we don't really need to read it, but we did never read the like the uncle Gino's uncle's rants, but it's like a really long rant, and I feel like we should, at this point it's kind of we
Oh
should
yeah,
skip
we
it.
never read it. He basically was saying that he
Mhm.
can't stand Jasmine and she
Yeah.
used his nephew and yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
and he's gonna try to ruin any other show that she tries to get on. That's basically what he said.
Mhm.
So yeah, that but in with many, many, many more words. That's all he did. It was all it was.
Yeah, yeah. This one chick in here, she was like, "Oh shoot, Liz is here." And then 2 seconds later, she's like, "Liz, you inflated Ed's head too much. You lose points from me, mama."
Oh, okay. I mean, she was blinded by something. I don't know
Mhm.
what, but she was blinded by something. We can't. I don't like to blame Liz. Liz,
Mhm.
she's doing better now, and she doesn't look for whatever qualities she was looking for in him anymore. So
Mhm.
I don't like to blame her. Also, honorable mention: Josh Cedar killed himself online again. I don't know if
Mhm.
you saw it, but he
Yeah.
announced from his Twitter account that he was dead again.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Like I would hate for this to be real this time.
Nah,
And then
it's bullshit.
yeah, but this is his second time unaliving himself online. So there's that. And we have just to clear things up, since his first unaliving online, we have not spoken. We're not friends anymore. We haven't spoken since. He texted me 3 days after he unalived himself, and I don't remember what he said. I didn't never responded. But we don't talk at all anymore. Like period
Mhm.
at all.
True.
I have to be better at picking friends, I think is my issue.
Mm.
Like I have to be
Mm.
better. I don't know. I've
The
had
the
some.
one thing the yeah no yes, Josh Eater, he's full of shit. But the one thing I will confess, like when people like quote retweet him on Twitter and like kind of call him out on his bullshit, those quote retweets go viral as fuck, like 100,000 retweets and shit, like 100,000 likes and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Not like
he.
yeah, like not necessarily his tweets, but the tweets that quote retweet his tweets and call him out. Those get like 100,000 likes.
Yeah, but I think that still helps your engagement though, right? Because it was
Yeah,
yours was the original tweet.
yeah,
He
yeah,
knows what he's doing.
yeah.
It's
He
it's
he's like he knows how to be a lightning rod on Twitter because and especially since he's like I don't know what his whole deal is with the whole trans shit, but he knows that's gonna get like mad attention.
well, yeah, he did it and then said he was trolling and then he's doing it again.
Hmm.
He's kind of like reusing all of his old ideas because he unalived himself, then he wasn't dead. Now he's unaliving himself again. In a few days he won't be dead again. And then he's doing the trans thing for the second time. It's like
Hmm.
he's running out of good ideas because
True.
he was doing different things for a
Mhm.
while. Now he's just doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the waist trainer is $40.
Oh, I'm not even gonna hate on that because
Hmm.
we've seen some other 90 Day Fiance people selling stuff for a lot. Like remember, Yara had a hair dryer for like $500. So like
Hmm.
$40 isn't. It's not. I'm not gonna hate on that. She's not. It's not outrageously priced.
Hmm.
Like because I feel like if you go on Amazon and buy a waist trainer, you're gonna spend $40 or $50 anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hate on that.
True. Okay. Comment says Jasmine was already cheating. She did with Dane while with Gino. Remember when Gino and Jasmine no longer wanted him to take her to the gym? She made us think he just didn't want to as a form of control. My guess is she was already with Matt and didn't want Gino to know.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Mm,
I did hear that. Gino was like, "I'm not gonna drive you to see your boyfriend," and that's why he stopped taking her to the gym. He's like, "If you want to go to the gym to see this guy, then you can find a way to get there yourself." That's what I heard. I heard that he didn't want to participate and be an enabler of her cheating on him.
Mm, true that. All right, let's see. Okay, well, I'll read this. I'll read this tweet. All hail King Shabooty.
Heavy, heavy is the head that wears the crown, right?
Mhm. True. Either Gino is so deep in the closet that he's finding Christmas presents, or Gino and Jasmine plan these storylines for the show.
That was actually good. That was excellent. That was an excellent tweet. That got me.
Mm.
He's in there finding Christmas presents, and it's February. That was excellent. Like
Mhm.
that was really good.
That was a
But
2 hour old comment, but thank you.
yeah, that was it. Still hits. It
Hmm.
still hits. That was really good. I don't know if they were pretending this whole time because I feel like Gino was humiliated. I don't know if I would like pretend to be like going through a humiliation ritual on TV for years. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know. I
Hmm.
think Gino thought that they were in a relationship and maybe Jasmine was pretending the whole time, but he wasn't in on the joke,
Hmm.
right? Like it could have went that way. I don't think that Gino would have let her bring him on TV and say that he can't get it up and he's a porn addict and say all this horrible humiliating stuff about him just as a plan, because it clearly she got the better end of the stick here, because he looks like, she belittled him to the point where he's this little tiny man hiding in the closet, or that's how people really are referring to him. So I don't think he was in on it. That's just my opinion though.
Hmm. Okay, this is the last last comment I'm gonna read for the night. If Jasmine is looking for sex, then she's not really in love with Gino anyway. She's fake.
Hmm. I mean, I guess.
I don't know. Anyway, though, it's 1:42 a.m.
Yeah, this went really late. This went really late, but this was a very eventful week. We got a
Mhm.
brand new episode from the new season, and then Jasmine finally validated what we've told you guys months ago. She finally decided to tell the truth, and so yeah, and then Amani and Sophie been going back. Hey, yeah, it's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, very eventful. There's never a dull week, is there?
No, no, there isn't. It used to be weeks where we were scraping for things to talk about, and now we have to pick and choose what gets our attention, because we can't even talk about all of it, because there's still stuff that we didn't even touch on that
Hmm.
happened this week, because there's just so much stuff going on.
Yeah, like we didn't, like I said, we didn't read the Gino's uncle's rants. There's so much other shit we didn't even talk about.
Yeah, yeah. It's as long as it keeps going this way, like people's drama has to be like top notch just to
Mm.
even get a mention at this point. We can't even tap into all of the drama going on.
Yeah, there's all the drama. There's our own internal drama, and then we have celebrity guests like Liz that pop in. So it's like very action packed, I will say.
Yeah, it's not easy to become a hot topic on
Hmm.
90 Day Fiance Fridays. That's not easy for you to get that. You got to earn that, right? To be a hot topic on the podcast, you got to bring the drama to the table.
Hmm. So yeah, thank you again to our supporters. If you're a super fan, join us on Patreon. And then, like I said, George and I we have done one, but we're gonna try to do more like exclusive like shows just for Patreon that can't be listened to anywhere else.
Yeah, well, we're gonna try to get to the point where there's at least one every week.
Yeah.
We're working towards that. A minimal one. There could be
Mhm.
more depending on what happens to somebody get pregnant or something. But minimal one, and that's just for the supporters. That's tea. If there's tea, you're gonna hear it before everybody else. Before anybody announces they're pregnant, we're gonna tell you. You're gonna be in the hospital room. You're gonna be in the ultrasound. You're gonna know before everybody. You're gonna know before their mom. We're gonna tell
Mhm.
you everything.
Yeah, and thank you, Amani, for following me back on Instagram. So I'm gonna fully support you in your battle versus Sophie.
Oh, I'm team her anyway. I can't stand Sophie. But Amani, you could follow me though, because you don't follow me. So yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, follow George Massey because he's a
it would
man.
be it would be appreciated, and
True.
that would get you immunity for any tongue lashings that I will give you throughout the season. So it would be in your best interest to do so.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially if you're going to try to, especially in a year when you try to sell a waist trainer, you want to have all the bloggers types on your side.
Yeah, you're gonna want our support if you want a a steep jump in your sales, or if you end up on OnlyFans and you want a lot of new subscribers, you're gonna need us.
Hmm.
You're gonna need us. We cause chaos in the industry.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening. I feel like that's a good stopping point. So thank you everyone listening to 90 Day Fiance Fridays on
On a Friday.
Peace out everyone. This will be on the Apple and Spotify tomorrow. Thank you for listening.